On this side, and we gon' defend, and we gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad, 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 his squad. We gon' defend, we gon' defend, we gon' defend. Home of this side, home of this side, and we gon' defend, and we gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad, his squad, his squad, his squad. His squad, 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 his squad. I got the whole squad with me now. Train to go. Come play games if you want to. Try to crash eyes, you done took the wrong route. We gon' crash in you like a stunt dude. Check y'all like 1, 2. Tap your head like your uncle. You wanna ride, stay buckle. It get loud down here, get wild down here. Time to feel the jungle. Never disrespect the squad that's defended by a line. And some beasts on the feast on the opposition. Another line in the back, singing to the ER. Just in case you got through the first line with tripping. But if for some reason it get crazy, I got watchers on the corner for my safety. Everybody here well coached. Change the weather under pressure, stay cool like an AC. Woo! But we still make heat. Woo! When you trying to play me, we be 3 plus AD. But I'm a fool so low, can't nothing break me. Be great, only way to do great things. Hit hard, only way to make a statement. Come up in our territory, make a payment. Or be in debt with your neck, gotta play. We gon' defend, we gon' defend, we gon' defend, we gon' defend. Home of this side, home of this side. And we gon' defend, and we gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad, 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 his squad. We gon' defend, we gon' defend, we gon' defend. Home of this side, home of this side. And we gon' defend, and we gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad, 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 his squad.
I hit them boys, we throw them toys. That's saying that QB, we them boys. We the realest, we go gorillas. We out here, homie, you gon' feel us. Don't make me come down in that box like I'm red. I knock your socks. Won't play y'all boys, cause we some bullies. We'll take your cookies, cause y'all some rookies. I'm in the building, me and Shy Jones. We do lane, we don't play zone. We play that man, so guard your hands. I see your eyes, you're scared
we
man.
Gon' defend, we gon' defend, we gon' defend. Home of this side, home of this side. And we gon' defend, and we gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad, 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 his squad. We gon' defend, we gon' defend, we gon' defend. Home of this side, home of this side. And we gon' defend, and we gon' defend. Let me hear you say, his squad, 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 his squad.
Too nice.
Yo,
History.
welcome to Miami, Magic City.
Game time. Solo.
City you love to come visit.
Un cafecito en la mañana para levantar el ánimo.
Gracias.
Okay, vámonos, born in the Bronx, raised in Dade, been in the city since Pitt had braids. Baja panty parties, but I know how to sneak me out. Now it's 7-figure meetings, every day we need a house. It's game time, the game's mine, you know the vibe. Yo viajaba el mundo entero, rapping 305. La comida, la mujer, la cultura. La vecina con su gallo, que locura. En el verano es verano y en el invierno es el verano. Dime qué ciudad lo tiene así bacano. Cocaine capital, so guess what, we've been good. We known to flip things, look what we did to Wynwood. D-A-D-E. Welcome to Miami, the city that made me.
I got a pair of flip-flops and a tank top.
Only in there.
Lights got spinning, now I can't stop.
Only in there.
Sipping cafecito in them little cups.
Only in there.
In my head, we get it loud like the Super Bowl. In my head, we get it loud like the Super Bowl. That's pissed off cause I'm sitting in this traffic. Still got the speaker system blasting. Praying that I got enough gas. Cut the AC out so it's lasting. Man, it's just another day and day. Hunting for the pay. Hungry now, I got a video on the play. Gotta work tomorrow, but I stayed up late. I ain't taking nails, so I'm drawing up a play. No, see my homeboy say, yo, the city never sleeps. Tell me where you wanna go. We can take a down south, chillin' on the floor. Or go to Biscayne where they got a light show. Or hit the west side, chillin' with the Chicos. Get a whole meal out the side of the road. Whoa. Hey, you see Lil Mama right there? Hey, I'm saying no. I got a pair of flip-flops and a tank top. Only in there. License got spinning, now I can't stop. Only in there. Sipping Cafecito at them little cups. Only in there. In my head, we get it live like the Super Bowl. In my head, we get it live like the Super Bowl. Let's go. Do a two-stepper than the Henny song. Drink in my cup, got me plenty gone. Had the block party, it was out the chain. Must have a check, got a Dolphins game, but I'm still vibing. 9-5 sliding. Car next to me, ain't got no business driving. Now I'm paranoid and it's getting real annoying. What make it even worse, I know that they ain't got insurance, I hope it don't crash. Get up out my lane, I'ma have to call 1-800, say I'm in pain. Get a check and I smile, man, this shit wild. Till stay alive, we don't never turn down. That's why we love it. Every day we on the grind, nigga, get out the bucket. Waiting on the chicken tender subs and the puppets. Not for real though, man. You never had one of them? Yeah. Look, I got a pair of flip.
Hey guys, I'm Danny Johnson, CEO at TPP, the Positive Porpoise.
I'm Jason Miller from Fins Up SoCal Fan Club.
I'm Scott Howell from Atlanta Dolphin Club.
Mark Angelo, NorCal Dolphin Club.
And you're listening to Clock Blockers, Miami fans' #1 morning show.
Run it, 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 run it.
What is up? What's going on, DWA fam? How y'all doing? Good morning to my Fins family. Good morning to my Fin-laws. It is your boy, Stephen D, on the home of the #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, or Flip Floppers, whichever one you want to call it, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Super excited to be hanging out with y'all today. I know the internet seems a little sketchy this morning, but it should be good as we get going into the morning. I apologize for that. Hey, look, if you haven't done so already, as we get everything going and everything, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all do that. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let people know that you're here. Go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Tell people, hey, look, come on to the #1 Miami fan morning show. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Also, hey, if you haven't done so already, sign up, become a member today. Your seat is waiting for you at the table. There are plenty of seats waiting. There are plenty of seats available, and we definitely want you to come on. We want you to become part of the family, okay? Family. Let's go, okay? Yeah, hey, I just want to say good morning to everybody that is in the chat. Let's go. Everybody in the chat. Krista Lacus, Damon Clark, Trebotron, Color Commentary, Frank Mendez, Big Dougie B, 1234Eps, Vaughn 954, Squid Game. Who else I got up in here? Shake Money, Level 2 Noob. I'm just trying to say hello to everybody in the chat that I see. Jose Valdez, Scar 305. Who else is up in here this morning? Trucker Sean is in the building. What's up, Trucker Sean? How you doing, buddy? Who else I see up in here? Who else do I see up in this beautiful place this morning? Suedo Spike, Fanatical. What's up, Fanatical? Go follow Fanatical on Twitter. Good guy. Like him. Let's see here. Big Dougie B. I already said Big Dougie B, I think. Estefan is in the building. Manalo's in the building. Larry's in the building. Finn's fan panel. What's up, Larry? Chef Shoe. Subscribe, like, share, donate. Your seat is waiting for you. Join the family. Shout out to Chef Shoe, my guy. My guy, Chef Shoe. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Finn's Tailgate is in the building. What's up, Finn's Tailgate? Yeah, we're going to get into all that this morning. I'm waiting for my man to come on, Daniel Oyefusi. He should be on momentarily, and we'll get him on, and it should be a great show we got lined up for you this morning. And then I'm going to open it up. We're going to do a very small, as I take some tea. We're going to do a very small panel this morning, but we're going to do a panel. Hey, look, if you want to donate to the channel, help the channel grow, it's February 1st. Help the channel grow. Donate to the channel. Okay? Use the super chat, which is the $ below the chat, the little button that you'll see there. Also, make sure you guys use PayPal or Cash App. If you look in the link below in the description, the descriptions and the link below has a link to PayPal, has a link to Cash App, has a link to join the family, all that stuff. So make sure you use all that, and we'll get you going here. Shout out to 1234 Epps. I already see he retweeted this morning. I like it. When y'all retweet, that stuff helps. So make sure y'all retweet on Twitter, Facebook, all that fun stuff. All right? All right. Let's see here this morning. He's not coming today. Remember, who's not coming today? Who's not coming? Oh, it's not his vacation again. Has he got another vacation? I don't think he does. Big drip ENT in this morning. What's going on? All right. Hey, look. Want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Tail Greeter, this morning. Tail Greeter is absolutely awesome and amazing. So we'll definitely see Tail Greeter. If you haven't downloaded the app, it's free. Make sure you go download the app today and make sure you check them out. Go on social media. Follow Tail Greeter at Tail Greeter. Okay? At TAIL Greeter. Make sure you go follow them on Facebook, Instagram, social media. Great sponsor of the show. We've done a lot of amazing things for us. So make sure you go follow them. Help me out. Help me help you. Okay? Help me help you. So what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Been a lot of crazy stuff going on in the wide world of Miami. I don't even really know how to say. This morning's just going to be insane. Look, there's a lot of rumors going on. We kind of don't know what's what, right? Who's telling the truth? Who knows what? We don't know. But what we do know is there's just a lot of craziness going on right now. So let me bring in my man Daniel on. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, man?
What's going on, man? I apologize for the late entrance. You know, I'm on the Central Time, so I got the times mixed up a little bit. That's why I'm like,
he's not on vacation, is he? He's not on vacation again. You're in Mobile, right?
Yeah, it's Mobile. I'm in Mobile, Alabama for the Senior Bowl. It's 8 a.m. over here, so it's 9 a.m. on the East Coast. That's why I was like throwing up. I was like, wait, 8, 9? Why are you sending it to me an hour early? Oh, it's
because you're in Mobile, Daniel.
I'm sorry, man. Still getting adjusted, but I'm ready. So that's why I see the bags under my eyes are a little more pronounced.
Well, hey, bro, you're telling me I gotta go like this some mornings and be like, oh, get the bags out. When did you get into Mobile?
Yesterday, like late afternoon, probably around 5:45 Mobile time, Central Time. When I had some dinner, went to sleep and I woke up and we were ready to go.
Do you have barbecue out there yet in Alabama?
I haven't yet. We went to this place called Chuck's Fish. It's actually was kind of known for the sushi, but I had like a stuffed shrimp, which was pretty cool.
Tell me, did you really go to Alabama to have sushi? Because Daniel,
I didn't know. I didn't have it. I didn't have it. Other people had it. I had some stuffed shrimp. I'm usually basic. I get like a cheeseburger, but I'm trying to get out of that.
Daniel, Mobile, Alabama. You're in Alabama. There is real Southern barbecue.
I know.
You gotta have real Southern barbecue.
I'm still here for 3 more nights, 3 more days. Okay. So we got more than enough time.
So what do you got going on today? Tell me what the agenda is while you're down in Alabama and how all this is going to work.
Yeah, so obviously Senior Bowl is some of the top upperclassmen in the draft cycle are all coming together to practice and then culminating in the Senior Bowl game on Saturday. So yeah, I mean, today's the first day of practice. Practice starts at roughly 11:30 Central Time. So they divided both teams into American team, national team, and we'll get to watch them practice. We'll get to speak to a couple players after each practice. So it's a good opportunity to obviously see some of these top draft prospects up close, but also kind of network with some of the various writers, reporters, agents, NFL personnel that are here. So it's a conglomeration of NFL people here. So it's a really good opportunity to not only watch the draft prospects, but network with some people in the offseason.
Is there any representatives of the Miami Dolphins that you know of that are there in Mobile?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I'm
You
not
might
sure.
have an answer for me next week, though.
Yeah, I think. I mean,
I might have to
trying to
have
see
you
what
on
I
again
can and
later
can't
this week.
say. I'll just say this: the Dolphins are obviously still conducting the search for a head coach. I mean, I would expect some members of the scouting department to be here. I truth be told, I just got here yesterday afternoon, so I haven't seen anybody from the Dolphins.
Okay.
In like the front office. But again, they're still conducting a search for a head coach. So that's really where a lot of the top people's concern and focus is right now.
All right. Well, let's kind of get to it, man, because my goal was I just want a head coach before Mobile. Well, that
Yeah.
didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
So now we're kind of in the position that we're in, and it looks like it's down to Mike McDaniel, the 49ers offensive coordinator, who was eliminated this past weekend, Kellen Moore, the offense coordinator in Dallas, and then there's the rumor mill of Mr. John or Jim Harbaugh. So tell me, what have you heard? What do you know? And are we expecting? Could we expect an announcement as early as today or this week, or what's up, Daniel? Tell me where we're at.
Well, they definitely interviewed Mike McDaniel for the job yesterday. Obviously, the 49ers were eliminated from the playoffs on Sunday, so they're free to offer, hire him, do whatever they want now. And it really does seem like while I know that there were some Harbaugh reports and rumors and whatnot, and some people saying he's waiting until National Signing Day, which I believe is today, to kind of make that move.
It is.
Yeah, I think that it really is still right now between McDaniel and Kellen Moore. I know that there were some reports last night that Jim Harbaugh is planning to fly after National Signing Day. He's planning to fly on Wednesday to Minnesota to conduct like a formal interview with the Vikings. So, I mean, I'll say this. I think that Kellen Moore and Mike McDaniel are definitely the top two finalists, it seems, for the job. But I guess you can't discount the Harbaugh factor. We all heard Stephen Ross say, I'm not going to be the guy to take Jim Harbaugh from Michigan, but it really seems like Jim Harbaugh is removing himself from Michigan.
I was about to say, it doesn't seem like that. And it seems like Minnesota's the buffer here, right? It seems like Minnesota is the buffer between, hey, look, Minnesota's the one that went out and dragged him out of Michigan. And, well, if he's going to leave Michigan anyway, I might as well throw my name in the hat. But that doesn't even seem to be, like, these are all rumors, right? Like, I think we want this to be true. But the reality is it true? Is the reality.
It's definitely a reality that Jim Harbaugh is interested and really wants to get back to the NFL. I mean, there's no greater proof than the fact that he's taking an interview with the Minnesota Vikings. He has a relationship with the general manager there. Again, the Dolphins have been very, very quiet. We haven't heard anybody speak publicly since Stephen Ross actually fired Flores. There's been like minimal leaks and reports coming out outside of like some of the coaching interviews.
There's been a million rumors, though. Million rumors.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. So then you say how true for rumors? Rumors are rumors. We were all in high school at one point where rumors were just sometimes people would just say stuff. I saw something that he was gonna inform everyone on Monday that he was leaving to take the Dolphins job, and that obviously didn't happen. So
nope.
I think that we are definitely in the stretch run. I'm kind of crossing my fingers that they don't announce something like early this week because
I know because you're in Mobile, so you're not gonna be able to do
my
anything.
Colleague, so yeah, we're a little stretched thin so again, who knows? Maybe they get really maybe they're really enamored with Mike McDaniel and they do offer today. I don't know. There's never been a timeline set for this. I was thinking that it would make sense to at least get your guy in place by Mobile, but that obviously didn't happen. So
that sounds too much like common sense, Daniel.
The Dolphins can really. I mean, they have been taking their time, and they can continue to do that because it doesn't seem like their two guys, McDaniel or Moore, are really being like pursued by anybody else. And if there is a Harbaugh factor, if Jim Harbaugh really wants to come to the Dolphins, I mean, they can take their time. I mean, he can let it be known, I want to go to the Dolphins. Obviously, you have to go through an interview process and kind of talk about it. But if he lets it be known that he wants to come to the Dolphins, they can take their sweet old time and kind of hash some stuff out. So again, there's no timeline.
Do you think that I mean, look, I think anything's possible, right? Like, is there a backdoor conversation that could have happened between Ross and Harbaugh that we aren't aware of?
Of course. I mean, there were some rumors again that Jim Harbaugh kind of reached out to Stephen Ross. So I don't know if those have never been corroborated or substantiated or whatever. But yeah, of course. I mean, I think that whenever you have stuff like this, there's back channels. And we heard about when Sean Payton retired, there were some 2 teams that went through back channels to say, hey, any chance you'd be interested to come out in 2022 and coach for us? Yeah, I mean, there's always back channels. If you're maybe you're not calling somebody directly, but you're going to an agent or you're going to an associate and saying, hey, like, is there any chance they'd be interested in this or that? I would not be surprised if there was some back channels. So at least just kind of gauged it, just because, I mean, we all know Ross's history in trying to get Harbaugh to the Dolphins. I mean, he was definitely, he went on a whole cross-country flight to try to pursue Harbaugh years and years ago. So we all know that his infatuation with Harbaugh.
Look, I think it's too funny to kind of see the Dolphins' predicament that they are in every 2 to 3 years, every 3 or 4 years, and we're always kind of in that same boat, right? And now we're kind of in this scenario that I said the moment one head coach signs, the domino effect will land in the NFL, and it did, right? You saw all these head coaches starting to get filled, and now it's kind of down to a couple jobs, and you're looking at it, and you're like, nobody's fighting over the same players. Everybody seems to find different coaching candidates for these last few jobs. And then there's the Harbaugh factor. And so this is kind of my view on this. I think the moment they fired Flores, this is my view. This is my opinion. I don't have any inside information. There's nothing to corroborate this other than my gut feeling.
Okay.
The moment they fired Flores, they knew there was a backdoor deal in place, in my opinion, with Harbaugh, or they knew they wanted McDaniel from the get-go. Those are my 2 gut feelings, because if you go out and get McDaniel, he's on a staff with Kyle Shanahan. He's part of that group that had McVay, Shanahan, and all these people. And I feel like there's that young hot factor to him, right? And there's that optimism of, oh wow, he could be the next Shanahan, he could be the next Sean McVay, and I think there's some excitement to go on with that. The other thing, which I think is more likely when you fire a guy like Brian Flores, is, okay, we got a chance to get Jim Harbaugh and bring him back to the NFL. And to me, that seems more likely. My issue is, why do you not think that anything's been done? Because here's my other problem with the Harbaugh situation. My other problem with the Harbaugh situation is this man has been recruiting in kids' living rooms for the last few weeks. How do you sit in a kid's living room actively recruiting him to come to a school that you're not going to coach in?
Yeah,
that doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, my colleague is with me in Mobile. We were talking about this last night, and I said verbatim, it feels grimy to me to be actively recruiting, trying to get people to your school, and then to deliberately wait until National Signing Day. It doesn't really sit right with me. I do think that I have seen a report that when asked, I guess a parent was talking to a publication and said that when they asked about the NFL rumors, he was up front and he said, yeah, it is something that I would entertain. So at least he's being up front there. But again, if you already had the deal in place, I mean, just do it. I mean, you're leaving anyway. Don't screw the kids and make them sign national letters of intent when they know when they finally, so I don't like that. But again, the business, there's no clean way to kind of like remove yourself from your Michigan situation and then go to the NFL. But so that's kind of is what it is. But again, I feel like maybe if they are, then I guess that's a real elaborate plan. I feel like there's something there would have been more smoke to it. You wouldn't, especially
you would think there'd be when there's smoke, there's fire, and there doesn't seem to be any smoke.
I mean,
about
there's
him
a lot
to
of
Miami.
There's a lot of stuff being thrown around. People like you kind of mentioned, people are saying, "Oh, the Vikings might be doing them a favor," and whatnot. I don't know.
I don't believe that for a minute.
Why would you just gonna go get your guy? Like you're just gonna go get your guy. And truth be told, I don't know if they really did fire Flores having like a clear candidate in mind. People were saying Dable was the guy. They didn't act with any urgency to insinuate that Dable was their guy. So again, I thought it was interesting that.
Do you know if there was a deal offered for Brian Dable?
I really don't know about that. I know that they requested a second interview. I don't know
that much is confirmed, but aside from that, we don't know anything.
I don't know how you would request a second interview and then offer a guy. I mean, if you offer a guy, there's no need for a second interview. So that seems a little like that kind of clashes. So what I know is that they requested a formal interview, and again, they didn't really move with any urgency to the Giants moved with urgency to like show that was their guy. So I think that there was some interest in McDaniel. Apparently, he had a short interview, but in the first interview that is, so that first short interview, he apparently impressed Stephen Ross, impressed Greer, or impressed somebody in the top chain of command. So I really don't think that they knew for sure this is the guy that we want to get after firing Flores. They kind of fired Flores and they were like, all right, we're gonna figure it out and we're gonna get somebody that's better than Flores. But there was no like guy in particular that they had it in mind to get.
Roach Tells with his $10 donation on his super chat said, I vote for McDaniel because he's 38 years old, meaning consistency for years to come if it works out. Jim Harbaugh is almost 60 years old. How many years will he stay? And then we're searching again. I feel like, go ahead. What are your initial thoughts on that?
I think that, yeah, I mean, he's probably closing on 60. I think he's younger than John, so he's closing on 60. But again, if you get a 5-10 year run, I mean, look at his run with San Francisco. How many years was that? About 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, if that. But he went
to
a Super Bowl.
I'll be honest. If the Dolphins have a 5-year run that scratches what he did with San Francisco, I don't think everybody's going to complain. And even if he is for 5 years, so again, you can do a lot in 5 years. I don't think that his age is anything to really be concerned about. He may be closing to 60. He doesn't really look 60 to me. He's definitely one of those youthful guys. I mean, you see he's in college. You got to be you have to be a youthful spirit to be a college coach. So I don't think age is really an issue.
Is there a disadvantage to not having a head coach in Mobile? Because I felt like, and you just said it, you alluded to it a little bit ago, you would think that the Dolphins would have had a head coach by the time Mobile, Alabama comes around for the Senior Bowl, which is where you're at right now. And there's not one in place. And I feel like when you start getting to draft time, and if you're not having your guys in there, let's say Harbaugh comes or McDaniel comes, right? He doesn't know this scouting department. So it's tough for him to say to a guy who he doesn't know, hey, look, what do you think of this guy? There's no trust. There's no relationship formed there yet.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: the Senior Bowl is like one part of a really, really big operation when it comes to scouting. I mean, it's just there's not only a Senior Bowl, but you have a Shrine Bowl going on, you have the NFLPA Bowl going on, you have the HBCU Combine going on, and then we even have the NFL Combine in February or March or whenever it is. And there's the fact that a lot of these coaches are going to be watching just general film of when they were actually playing in school. So maybe it is a little more advantageous. I mean, the Dolphins aren't coaching in the Senior Bowl, so it's not like they're missing that. But still, a lot of this work right now is being done by the scouting department, and the coaches will kind of come in and do the role in terms of watching film and maybe pointing out some guys that they really like. I don't think it's like a really big deal, but obviously it's a little more advantageous to like have a whole staff in place and like already have known some of the people in the building. I do think that, again, it's not like they're behind the 8 ball, but maybe I feel like maybe they're a little behind. We don't even know what's going to happen with the defensive coaching staff. We all assume that they're going to stay if you bring in a guy like McDaniel, but there's no word for sure. So again, things are kind of
or Harbaugh for that matter. Harbaugh might, there's. I saw you retweet something that Wink Martindale could be a guy that is retained if or it comes to Miami if Harbaugh comes. So
yeah. So nobody really knows for sure right now. So we're just kind of waiting here for them to hire the coach and then let all the rest of the dominoes fall.
All right. So I know you can't stay as long as you usually do today because you got a lot of stuff going on there in Alabama. What is your agenda per day? And are you going to be active on Twitter? Are you going to be letting people know what's going on and some people to watch out for?
Yeah. So again, this is my first time at the Senior Bowl. It's a little new experience for me, so I'm still kind of getting my bearings and figure everything out. But yeah, I'm planning on writing just about every day. Obviously, I'll be monitoring the coaching situation. We'll get to talk to some of these prospects each and every day. So some guys that stand out or interesting, I'll definitely write about that. I'll be tweeting as much as I can. I know I can't live stream anything like that, but they kind of limit how much clips you can put out. But I'll definitely be tweeting. I know I wrote a story yesterday at some of the Miami Herald website about just 10 guys to watch. Unfortunately, some of those guys like James Cook and Jahan Dotson have actually opted out of the Senior Bowl, which I wasn't aware of. It wasn't really made public. But still, there's a lot of really interesting guys and guys that potentially fit Dolphins' needs. So I'll definitely be updating my social media as much as I can.
Dude, we definitely want to hear from you. I will be watching your Twitter timeline for the next 3 or 4 days as long as you're in Alabama. And right there at Daniel Oyefusi, make sure you follow him and make sure you see everything on the Miami Herald, right?
Yes,
Online.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Awesome.
Miami Herald, MiamiHerald.com.
Awesome. All right. Well, Daniel, enjoy Alabama. Eat some Southern barbecue. Okay.
I got you.
I'm just saying, don't go. You don't go to Alabama to go to a sushi place. Tell the people that you were with. I'm very disappointed that was the first restaurant y'all went to.
I was confused. I mean, one half of the menu was dedicated to sushi, but it wasn't just sushi. But I got you. I might pick up some McDonald's for breakfast, but I'll make sure to get some barbecue for
There's probably some real like chicken and grits and like real breakfast spots.
I'm on a timeline. I gotta keep it pushing.
Daniel. Come on, and by the way, if you got to go to, they didn't put you somewhere where they had a continental breakfast.
They do. I'm tripping. They do. We actually have a hot breakfast. I'm gonna go get some after this.
Daniel, you enjoy yourself in Alabama, brother. Thank you so much for coming and talk to us this morning. And I'm gonna try to get you on, even if it's for a little bit, maybe sometime later this week, just to see how everything's going in Alabama and if there's any names we as Dolphin fans should look out for. Check out that O-line. We're always interested in running backs in the O-line, so make sure you keep a close eye on them.
Definitely.
All right, Daniel. Be good, man. Have fun.
All right. You too. Take care.
All right, man. All right, Daniel Oyefusi of the Miami Herald, right here on Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clack Blockers. I'm your host, Stephen D. And man, oh man. You know, I said that I wanted to have a coaching staff in place by the time Mobile, Alabama hit. And Mobile, Alabama's here for the Senior Bowl, and there's no coaching staff in place. And it really bothers me. It really bothers me that that's the case, that we couldn't have somebody here. And I don't really know what to do about that, right? Because I feel like where this franchise is, you need every advantage in order to be successful. And if you're not going to do that, if you're not going to take advantage of every single minute, of every single opportunity to get better, my hope is that the plan is for the reason that the Dolphins have waited this long is either got to be McDaniel or Harbaugh. Like, there's no other thing that makes sense to me, because you could have gone out and gotten Kellen Moore already. So I don't think Kellen Moore is the guy, nor do I want him to be. To me, it's either going to be McDaniel or Harbaugh. And at this point, I feel like you already could have had a real conversation with McDaniel, which you did, right? But if you liked him, why wouldn't you make the announcement last night? If he was the guy, why wouldn't you make the announcement last night as soon as, he's in the building? I don't think that they want McDaniel. My gut is telling me Harbaugh's the guy. And I want Harbaugh to be the guy. And I'm telling you, if they come out and this ends up being the case, I really think that we're good. We don't have to worry about anything. If McDaniel ends up being the guy, I don't think there's a side of me that's like, it wasn't their first choice. I'm not saying Dayball was, but I don't think McDaniel would have been their first choice. I think McDaniel maybe blew them away in the interview process, but I don't know if that's the guy. So, look, I don't have a good track record for Stephen Ross and Chris Greer. So who knows whatever is going to happen. It's interesting. It's interesting to kind of see where this is going and where this is headed. We'll have to check it out. All right, I know you all have a lot to talk about. You want to get into that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the panel. We're going to have a panel this morning. I want to remember a couple of things on the panel, okay? As I said yesterday at the beginning of Dono and Daniels, there is a lot of negativity that has happened in this world, right? None of that. We're not doing that no more. Okay, so we're going to have a good panel. We're going to have fun. We're going to have good debates. Any personal stuff, you're gone. I'm kicking you out. If you go personal, I'm kicking you out. That's how this is going to go from here on out. If you go personal, you're gone. Okay? So let's have a good, lively debate this morning. Let's have a good panel. Let's keep it going right here on Clock Blockers, home of the number one Miami fan morning show. Clock Blockers, let's go. Let's see here. Christolakis, what's up, Christolakis?
Hey, Steven, good morning.
Good morning
Congratulations
to
on
you.
hitting 8,000 subscribers. That was pretty awesome.
Man, I appreciate that. Thank you for noticing. Thank you. We're at like 8,300 now, or 8,300. Yeah, that sounds right.
You're
I'm trying to
growing.
remember where we're at.
I'm loving it.
We are growing. I want to get to 10,000 before March. I'd love to get to 10,000 before March. So we'll have to see what's going on.
Well, I think you could get to 10,000 before the Dolphins pick their next head coaching because they're taking forever. So
they are taking forever, and it's bothersome, man. It's so bothersome to see that. We'll have to see what's going to happen. Let me bring in my man, Color Commentary. What's up, Color?
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I was just getting ready.
What's up, Color? How are you?
Not much. Any feedback?
No feedback. I saw that you had
today.
No, you got to wear headphones, man. Whatchamacallit? I saw you had Star Trek on in the background. Are you?
Oh yeah, that. Fan? Oh, I forgot to switch my TV. I'm sorry.
He's a huge Trekkie.
Are you a Trekkie?
I am, but I don't want you to get a strike or nothing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, man. Color, you're gonna get me in trouble, man.
That's why you usually see like the stadium.
I saw Captain Picard out there, or is it Captain? Not Picard. It's
yeah, it's Picard.
Yeah, I was right. See,
yeah, BBC America runs Star Trek reruns in the morning.
Good old BBC America.
Mm-hmm. I think it's because of Patrick Stewart, because he's British and all.
He's British. Got it. Okay. All right. Let me bring in the next person, Drubatron. What's up, Drubatron?
Hey, morning. What's going on?
Good morning. How are you, man?
Doing all right.
Hey, if you guys haven't done so already, hit that like button. Make sure you hit it, man. Drubatron, what'd you think of the conversation this morning with my man from Mobile, Alabama?
Mobile, Alabama. Hey, I mean, a lot of interesting stuff. It's interesting that a lot of the media members have been really silent on the Harbaugh. It's like nobody knows, but then there's like these random little rumblings you hear. And
there's a Minnesota Vikings reporter that stated something about the Dolphins and him. And supposedly there was a tennis reporter that said something about Harbaugh in Miami. And so what's funny, I real quick, let me just follow up on that, Drub. I feel like every Dolphins reporter, for the most part, has commented on the Dayball situation, a million of the other things that have happened this offseason. But nobody wants to talk about Harbaugh to Miami. Nobody wants to be wrong on that, I guess.
That could be it too. It's just nobody wants to go on a limb, especially after like the debacle with Tom Brady's retirement stuff that went down, and everybody's maybe trying to just be a little bit more on the safe side after all that nonsense.
Well, 1234 Epps, who's up here, just is stating that Tom Brady announced on Twitter his retirement. So I'm going to check that out here in a minute. Speaking of 1234 Epps, what's up, Epps?
Good morning, gentlemen. How's everybody doing?
Good morning to you, my friend. How are you,
brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Tom Brady. It looks like they say Tom Brady officially announced it on Instagram. So I don't know. Right.
So hey, turn your TV down in the background. Whoever has that, I'm looking now. I don't see anything.
That's the report that I just saw. That he announced on from Era Marov, My Sports Update. Tom Brady officially announced on Instagram that he is retiring from the NFL after 22 seasons.
Yep.
So
Adam Schefter,
he debunked his own report just so he could be the one to release it.
Retweeted it 2 minutes ago. Tom Brady officially announced his retirement.
Yeah, so here it is. I have always believed the sport of football is an all-in proposition. If 100% competitive commitment isn't there, you won't succeed. And success is what I love so much about our game. There is a physical, mental, and emotional challenge every single day that has allowed me to maximize my highest potential. And I have tried my very best these past 22 years. There are no shortcuts to success on the field or in life. This is difficult for me to write, but here it goes. I am not going to make that competitive commitment anymore. I've loved my NFL career, and now it is time to focus my time and energy on other things that require my attention. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you for retiring. Okay.
I
Thank
want to
you
be
so
devil's advocate
much.
as much as we want to say thank you. It was an honor to watch him play. I mean, it really
Bro,
was.
No, it wasn't.
No, hey, it was a rough
Only in
22 years,
Miami.
bro.
In my
It was a
opinion,
rough 22 years.
It was
Oh,
only
it was
fun to
rough,
watch him
but
in
I'm
Miami.
saying you don't get to watch people like that every decade, man. He was impressive, and in my opinion, it was an honor to watch him. But I'm glad he's gone. I am very glad he's gone.
I'll say this, man. I think that I really think that first of all, like, let me say this: Tom Brady, as much as I cannot stand the man, is the GOAT. I can't deny that he's the GOAT. The man went to more Super Bowls for over half. He went to a Super Bowl over half of his career. I mean, it's crazy to think about how many times that man played the Super Bowl. Like, I personally don't think you'll ever see something like that again. But let me tell you, as a Dolphins fan, as somebody who consistently got killed for 20 years, and I'm glad, hey, bro, I'll buy you a shot. Have a nice time in retirement.
Yeah.
Off into the sunset.
I'll pay his cab fare, but like I said, people are going to be from 10, 15 years from now being like watching Tom Brady highlights, and we're going to be able to say, hey, we saw that man play. Kind of like, Dan Marino, Joe Namath, Jim Kelly, like that.
I don't disagree with that. You bring up a very good point. We will be able to say that. I can say that I was there for his greatest game of all time, the Miami Miracle. So, hey, look.
Yeah.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
That was the greatest game of all time. Hey, who puts Gronk at safety? Come on, bud.
Bill Belichick. All right. I got a couple other
Drake
people in
took
here.
his ankles.
Let me bring on Batman. What's up, Batman 2423, host of Miami Sports Fanatic Show. What's up, brother?
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
How are you, man? How are you?
How are you?
Hey, Epps made my day, man. I'm here at work. I had to pull over, man. I got a big smile on my face, so it's official now. So Brady did retire. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I know everybody's happy, man.
It is funny because from what I heard, he was really upset that the reports got leaked, that he was going to retire. So then he said, I haven't made an announcement yet. And so now he makes the announcement. My thought is Giselle was like, you're retiring no matter what. You're not going to go back out for one more year.
That's exactly what happened. He's done with his wife, man.
I think Giselle was all over that. But
Adam Schefter was sweating bullets.
She's like, listen, honey, you're healthy.
Oh, of course he was.
You can still play with your kids. She was probably telling him he's healthy. You can still play with your kids. You've done everything you could possibly do. It's time to be a family man.
Well, look, hey, man. Whew, I ain't got to face him no more. Now, here's the thing, So now does all those people leave Tampa is the next question.
Because the fire sale? I don't think so. I think they're going to go after Teddy Bridgewater and then maybe draft somebody.
Might as well pick up Winston.
They can't retain everybody they retain.
You got to remember, a lot of those guys came on 1-year veteran minimums. Took less money to play with Brady.
Less money.
Well, let's break it down. Gronkowski's going to retire, obviously.
I don't think he will. I think Gronk will play one more year. I really do.
Chris Godwin's going to be gone.
Do you know where by the way, that is a name, Christolakis, that we should look at here in Miami because he lives here in Miami.
Who was that?
Listen, I've been pushing everyone that knows.
I can see Gronk in a Dolphins uniform next year.
No, thank you.
Gronkowski.
That dude's done.
Gronkowski.
Antonio Brown's I think
the player that we are going to look at if we do decide to move on from Gesicki is OJ Howard from them.
OJ Howard, I like OJ Howard a lot. Yeah.
Well, we also got a chance to get CJ from the Bengals since he just broke his leg.
What about
Gene Prinska said the Bucks are going out of business sale.
I'm sure.
They have. You have to remember they have a lot of big contracts: Shaq Barrett, Levante David, Vita Vea,
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans. They have a lot of big names.
I wanted
Vita Vea.
I wanted Vita Vea so bad.
Yep.
In the draft that year, I wanted.
You know what
so
he reminds me of? Who was that nose tackle? Who was that nose tackle? Don Terry Poe. He reminds me of a better Don Terry Poe.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, also, real quick, not related to football or anything, the Major League Baseball and Major League Baseball Players Association are meeting today. So that is something that is happening
That's
today.
good.
Well,
Let's pray
and
that they can
Stephen
come
D.
together.
Stephen D, did I see something yesterday? I saw something like a little brief, from I guess it was the Baltimore area. Did the Orioles have a camp yesterday?
No.
Oh, okay. It
No,
looked like
none
they
of
were
that.
saying something about something happening at the Orioles camp.
I
I
would
thought
think that'd be
everybody.
all over
I want to
Twitter if they
address
did.
Dougie Durong's tweet this morning, which I think was a very smart tweet, and it happens to play into the psychology of everything with regards to our head coaching hire. If we don't hire Mike McDaniels by the end of the day today, the Dolphins are doing everything I think in their power to go after.
Absolutely, because why wouldn't we just hire him today if we got the second
exactly
interview
what Steven
yesterday?
was saying. That's why I agree with Steven. Like, if they would have hired him, why did they hire him yesterday? So
I can throw a wrench in that a little bit because
Hold
we
on,
can go
Doug Lee
back and look.
Durong's
Yeah, go
tweet
for it.
was say, Drub, you can go after me. Doug Lee said, if the Dolphins don't announce today the hiring of Mike McDaniel, then they are waiting for someone, and McDaniel is the backup option. Because if the sources are right, how do you spend the day and are that impressed with someone and not hire them?
Exactly, and the second interview is already done. There's literally no reason to hide it anymore. Today is the day.
Go ahead,
Yeah. So, well, I think we still have a second interview with Kellen Moore, don't we? Planned? Or did that already happen?
No, supposedly that's going to happen, but I think that's
okay. So I think if we don't hire, they could again, like businesses, teams, right? Everybody does their due diligence. Even if, let's say, they do fall in love with McDaniel, there's not really a rush necessarily because McDaniel, I don't think, is being chased by any other teams right now. We have the Kellen Moore second interview planned, right? And the other thing too is, there's just no hurry in general. So I wouldn't like totally jump that ship. The other way you could look at it too is you could see the Bills took, I think, a day or two before they announced hiring Dable. I think it was a day.
Giants. Yeah.
Giants. I'm sorry, not the Bills. They took a day or so before announcing Dable as a head coach. That's also because he was we were kind of flirting with him too, and maybe he was waiting to see if we were going to keep pushing that.
Well,
Drub, I think they had a contract. I think they had an offer on the table already the day before they actually announced
the Dolphins or the Giants.
The Giants. I think they had already made an offer.
Because I have now heard in no way, shape, or form the Dolphins had a contract for Dable. Like that didn't happen. So I'm not sure what did or didn't.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you what I heard.
No,
Hey,
I mean, in what was reported to the public, I thought they had made the offer and then made the announcement he was hired the next day.
No, he's saying the Dolphins didn't make.
You
an
mean
offer.
the Giants? I'm talking about the Dolphins.
Right. I was speaking to Drub's point about them hiring. Like he was saying that they pretty much immediately they
offered him the contract. He signed it and they announced it the next day.
Right. That's what I'm saying. The offer was on the table already, though. Right.
I think there's too much. There's too much out there about like the things that we heard back about 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago about Harbaugh buying a house in Miami. There's a lot of things to it, and again, I keep
a lot of legs to the story. I
keep bringing it up. Like I know he's doing the recruiting thing. I think tomorrow's the deadline as far as where he could technically drop out and have these kids come into school for the new year, and he could drop out.
Such a bad look, by the way.
It's a really bad look.
Can I say something on that real quick? I know we all see it as a bad look, and it is a bad look. But it is nothing.
It's the way the
new.
rules are set up.
It is, but it is nothing new. They have been doing this to these kids for years, decades. They've been doing this. It's not,
the right thing to do though.
Man, F them
should have been as soon as he was out of the playoffs. He should have said, "Hey, I'm going to the NFL." Like it definitely looks like a giant dick move. And I will say, I was listening to Doug.
All I'm saying, Drub, is that same bad look has been
common
repeated
practice.
1,000 times.
No,
it's common practice in the NFL.
No, but the other thing, I don't know. If just recalling back to the show, Doug and Big O had, I think it was yesterday, and Big O had a good point. He's like, not only is it going to look, in Michigan really, really bad for Harbaugh, but Ross, who's a really big supporter in Michigan, like, it does look really, really bad for both of them that Ross is going to go in and swoop in and take Harbaugh, the day after National Signing Day. And that could be one of those deals where, maybe the negative, but I don't know
not,
that
though.
Ross really cares
I
about
doubt.
his
I doubt
he's-
Michigan's
wait a
gonna
minute.
social.
stop
Who
taking.
if
Pause for a second.
if you own a corporation, you have to make sure that you do everything. If you're part of the board, you have to make sure that you do everything in your power that's in benefit of your corporation. Ross doesn't
Yeah.
own Michigan.
I doubt
Ross
Michigan will
owns
stop
absolutely.
taking Stephen Ross's
Let's
And I
get
throw it
that
back.
straight.
checks because he took Harbaugh.
I throw
He's
it back
also
to
going to-
Joberton. I throw it back to Joberton. Yeah, you're right, 100%. But how does it look for Ross if he loses Harbaugh? He loses in Michigan and in Miami if he loses out on him.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Also, he's interviewing with Minnesota tomorrow. So Ross already has the ability to not look like the guy he took.
So
Yeah, he does have
there's
the out,
there's
right, in
hold on.
Minnesota.
There's the rumor that this this Minnesota interview is all a setup so that when he goes to Miami,
Right.
there's the
I wouldn't call it
umbrella. There's the
Go ahead.
umbrella of that I'm being covered. That I wasn't the guy who tried to get him out of there.
Right,
since
but
he
I
was
don't think that's.
going-
I don't
It's not
necessarily
good
think.
enough, though. I get you.
I don't necessarily think that's a collaboration with Minnesota. I think that's.
I don't think it is either.
I think that's Ross bluffing that Harbaugh would choose him.
There are also reports that Harbaugh is leveraging the Minnesota job to get a higher contract from Miami.
Yeah,
that's
He
possible too.
He doesn't have to do that, though.
Well, technically, Stephen D.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
As much as Ross,
I believe. I'll say this, guys. I believe that if Harbaugh wants a gig, it'll be as easy as, "Hey, this is what I want, and this is what I need in order to win." And Ross is going to be like, "Okay, done."
True.
Like,
But
he doesn't
even
need
with
to leverage another
but
the
Stephen D.,
relationship
even with
that they
friends,
have.
even with friends, you're still going to set a limit. You know what I mean?
I understand, but they're I think that the Ross situation, or excuse me, the Harbaugh situation, Harbaugh did this with Minnesota to have the umbrella for Ross. Do I think Ross and Minnesota have some sort of backdoor deal?
No,
in no way,
no.
shape, or form.
They would never do that.
But I think if I'm Minnesota, right, and I have one of the best head coaching candidates, of course, even if I think, hey, look, this is probably a ploy just for the Dolphins, but if I have a chance to bring him here, even for an hour, to try to recruit him, I have an hour to try to change his mind and take over. So I see Minnesota as this is an opportunity. It probably doesn't lead to anything, but it is an opportunity.
And that's the bluff I was talking about. Like Ross is actually making the gamble that Harbaugh will choose Miami if he lets him go have an interview with Minnesota. And then it'll provide him cover with Michigan too.
I also disagree with this whole narrative of Michigan's going to be mad at Stephen Ross for taking Harbaugh. I doubt Michigan is going to stop taking Harbaugh's money or stop taking Stephen Ross's money, his donations, his help because he took Harbaugh. I don't agree with that.
No one's turning away free money.
I also disagree with Jobotron on it. We have time for a coach. I feel like the longer we wait to hire a head coach, the worse it is because you have to build a staff. You have to know what offense you're running. You have a lot of moves to make. So the longer we wait, Job, I don't feel like we have a ton of time like you
to
believe.
that point, the groundwork's already done. I mean, I know we've been doing head coach interviews, but that doesn't mean we can't garner any information in those interviews as to who would be qualified.
Yeah, I know that.
So in other words, so that the new coach, whoever the new coach is, has a list of people that are already vetted.
Right.
All right, real quick. Let me bring in hold on real quick, guys. All right, so let me just play these super chats. Big Dougie B with the $5 donation. Ross is waiting for Harbaugh to hire with Minnesota to find out what they offer him to be the head coach. Harbaugh will then call Ross and say, here's the offer. Level 2 Noob says, why are we assuming Harbaugh wants to coach here? I'd argue currently Minnesota is the favorable job. Established quarterback, running back, wide receiver, defense needs a bump in a weak division.
They don't have a quarterback.
And what are we? Are we?
I mean, look, I don't. I'm just telling you what some of these other,
there's no guarantee
people's
Kirk
views are.
Cousins is even
Can I just ask one question? And if anyone knows this, because I don't know the answer, who the hell has Minnesota interviewed besides Hardball?
They've interviewed I believe they interviewed
I don't know for you.
who was it? Patrick Graham.
Yeah, I do know that. Yeah, I heard that.
I can't think of them off the top. They have interviewed a couple people. I just can't think of them. I think they
Was
did
it Kellen
Dan
Moore?
Quinn.
Was the other guy?
I think they did Dan Quinn last week or something.
But Dan Quinn is staying in Dallas. We know
right,
that.
but I'm
Jerry
saying
Jones
they
fixed
interviewed
that
him
Dan
last week.
Right. So if we pick up Hardball, do they go after McDaniel? It just doesn't make it makes more sense that they pick up Hardball and we pick up McDaniel.
John, that brings me to a question I was going to interrupt with earlier, because Drobitron was making a point about there not being any time constraint right now because nobody's going after McDaniel, and that poses a brilliant question. Why is nobody going after this guy?
Who?
Yeah,
McDaniel.
He's had interviews elsewhere.
Okay, but what we said was that nobody. Right, but what we're saying is
Minnesota
that,
as well.
Right, but what we're saying is nobody's pursuing him like we are.
Well, let me state this,
Why?
guys. I'm gonna try to answer your question, Color. Nobody else interviewed Zach Taylor to be the head coach to be a head coaching candidate except for the Bengals, and the Bengals ended up getting Zach Taylor, and look where they're at now. They're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's not uncommon.
I don't think it's uncommon. I don't think it's a red flag.
I get it.
I don't think it's a red flag.
Has anybody been talking him up? Has
I'll
any
say
other
this
fan
too.
base been talking him up?
I'll throw this out too. McDaniel. This is not the first year like McDaniel has been talked about for a head coaching job. He had interviews last year, and I think even the year before. And one of the big things that have come out from those interviews is that he's very smart. He's very intelligent.
He's raw.
He doesn't interview well.
I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty smart too.
So
and I'm not gonna get on this boat of somebody doesn't interview well because I see what's going on with Eric Bieniemy, and that's the case with him,
why
and I don't believe that for a minute.
him?
Why
is nobody interviewing Eric Bieniemy?
I also want to address. Go ahead, Stephen.
I think Eric Bieniemy is under has this thing under Andy Reid, and there's that I don't want to say rumor or dispel of, hey, Andy Reid really runs that offense, not Eric Bieniemy. And then the second thing
there was a video on Twitter, Stephen.
I saw talking about Eric Bieniemy of calling plays.
Yeah, from Andy Reid's mouth.
Yeah, here's number one. I don't put any stock into all that because you can make anything to fit your narrative. Let's just put it that way.
That's also the point we make about McDaniel. Just to be fair, Stephen D.
No, you're 100% right. I'm not saying. So this is what I'll say. If the Dolphins went out and got Kellen Moore or Vance Joseph, I would have been furious. I would be furious with either one of those hires because I know that those guys are not the answer. If McDaniel is hired, if McDaniel is hired as the head coach, I would say still not my number one choice, but I'm optimistic because the hot regime right now is that Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, everybody seems to be like wanting somebody from that regime. And I'm like, you know what? He's from that.
Right.
I'll be optimistic about it. I wouldn't be my number one pick. It would not be what I think this franchise needs. But I will think, okay, I'll be optimistic and positive about it. But
so would you take him over Thomas Brown?
Yes, absolutely. I would.
I think 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other.
Well, the reason I asked that, Stephen D, the reason I asked that is because he's also standing right next to the kingpin on the sideline, Sean McVay, as his assistant head coach. He's training for the position with Sean McVay. It's not a guy that's 3 spots removed on another team.
I get you. What I mean? I get you. No, I understand you. I think they both bring. I think they both bring very positive accolades to a position. I think you will see both of them as head coaches in the NFL, whether it's not this season and the next 2 to 3 years, right? And I think they both are that unknown. We don't know. And it brings me to my next point that I want to bring up. It brings me to, there was a report in Pro Football Talk on NBC Sports that Josh McDaniels was asked, why didn't it work in Denver? And he said, I failed in Denver because I did not know how to work with people. I need y'all to listen to this for a second. I quote, Josh McDaniels said, I failed in Denver because I did not know how to work with people. Sound familiar, people? Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar with the prior head coach that we had?
Does that name rhyme with blow?
Can I go first, Stephen D?
Well, let me finish my statement, and
All
then
right,
yes,
sure,
I'll
sure.
let you go after that. So I think what we need to realize is first-time head coaches, there are a lot of X factors that you have to put into account, that there's that unknown that they don't know. You can train with the best of the best. Belichick is the best. I can't stand the man, but he is. The argument is any disciple that has come under him has failed because they don't know. But I will go as far as to say is that I think a prior head coach in the NFL would be able to learn from his mistakes, which is why I've always been an advocate of whoever the head coach is needs to at least been a former head coach.
Agreed.
Because at that point, you know where they failed the first time.
Facts.
Right.
Hey, I'm just jumping off here, guys. Hey, much love, Steven. Great show. I'll keep listening. Everybody have a great day. Have a
Take it
blessed
easy, Batman.
Yeah.
You too,
All
boss.
right, take it easy,
All right,
guys.
Stay blessed, Batman.
So real quick, Stephen D, just to kind of pump the brakes on that a little bit. What's in the air right now in the media as far as the image of a Bill Belichick disciple, especially right after the Brian Flores firing, which everybody in the country now has an idea, or at least a picture of what happened and why. Like, is it possible that he came into that interview prepared to say that because he knows that's what everybody is thinking about New England people right now? And I'm just gonna real quick before I get your answer on that. The reason I went for that angle is because of the other tweet that came out from the owner saying that he told them that the Brady tuck rule was actually a fumble.
I know, right?
You know what I mean? So it sounds like he was trying to say things they wanted to hear. You know what I mean?
Look, I'll say this. I think there's truth in it, right? Like, there's truth in it. I think the reason that Flores did not succeed here is he did not know how to work well with them.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying, is it possible Josh McDaniels was parroting that so that they knew right off the bat that he had already learned from whatever mistake they were going to pin him on for being.
I mean, look, you're like, when you're in a job interview, you're always gonna, they ask you, what are your pros? What are your cons? What do you
say the
do well?
right
What do you
things.
not do well? Right? Like, those are the same type of job questions you're going to get in any interview. And it would make sense that the owner would ask, well, why didn't it work at your previous employer?
And knowing that owner, right, and knowing that owner has a certain image about Brian Flores that was recently created, could he be?
Well,
could Josh McDaniel have been gifted enough to know he needs to answer that way?
No, I think there's truth in it. I think there's truth in it.
Of course, there's always a certain amount of truth.
I think
I
think if I'm hearing you correctly, it sounds like you're reaching. You're trying to say, well, McDaniels just said that so that Mark Davis would feel.
No. I agree that there's probably a certain amount of truth to it. I guess
think there's a big amount of truth.
Maybe it could have been. Maybe it could have been easier for McDaniels to accept his own flaw after hearing and seeing everything that's transpired the past couple of years for himself and for Flores and for other Belichick disciples, you know what I mean? So I think there is a certain amount of truth. I'm just thinking it was a natural answer. You know what I mean?
At this juncture,
I think it was an honest one.
At this juncture, Cole, you have to think that everybody was saying Brian Flores was the #1 coaching candidate in the NFL after we fired him, and now he's jobless.
I don't know if they were saying #1. I think they were saying
everybody was saying
hold on.
I promise you that.
He's actually interviewing right now in Houston. And the funniest tweet I saw over the weekend was, can you imagine he takes the Houston
He's actually
job?
immobile. He's in Alabama meeting with the Saints.
Is he in Alabama?
I heard he's meeting with the Saints.
Interviewing in Houston.
We also got to
trade
realize
Tua to Houston and have him reunite with Flores. I mean, that would be.
I'm just saying that I'm thinking more of the truth of Flores was hard to work with because of him not having a job.
Yeah, but what's the truth here? None of us were in the interview rooms. How many of these jobs could he have turned down? He has the ability right now to sit. He has the ability right now to sit on the couch and get paid 2 years of our salary for him.
You're talking about Flores, right?
Yeah.
Here's my gut reaction, gentlemen. Here's my gut reaction of Flores. I think Flores wants to coach and would want to coach again this year. But I think the biggest thing that you'll see or you'll hear from the whole situation is nobody is quite ready to take that chance on Flores right out the gate because of, I think, what has been proposed from past New England Patriot coaches. Look at Patricia, look at McDaniels, look at all these big names, right? And then you go back and you look at him and you say, well, I mean, the track record fits, but also, if you look at it, I'm interested to see McDaniels in Vegas because if he succeeds in Vegas, then there is, okay, you let him, you wait a couple of years, you learn, you mature, and then you go back and say, here's where I screwed up. I don't know
Come back a second
him
time
being
around.
I don't know him being so close to being fired that he would learn from his mistake this quickly.
And it could be possible that when I say, well, when I say,
First, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Alex.
Morning, Alexander.
Morning, Alex.
When I make the suggestion that he might have turned down some, it could have been from his own foolishness too. Like he could have been still asking for, this perfect situation. So yeah, I don't think.
Right.
I think some of it is he hasn't learned from his mistakes, but it could be also what's causing him to turn down jobs is not learning from his mistakes. You know what I mean?
Do you think people called up the Dolphins
Yeah,
and asked what's wrong with this guy, and the Dolphins just blackballed him?
No, I don't. I don't think. No, in no way, shape,
I don't think so.
I'm not sure they're
I think
allowed
some of the
to.
coaching staff. I think some of the coaching staff members may have said something
Listen. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. There's a lot of rivalries. There's a lot of rivalries with fans, right? We always talk about like, oh, we hate the Jets, we hate the Patriots. Behind the scenes, these owners are way more friendly than At the owners' meetings, you hear them. They're chit chatting and they're bumping elbows.
Hey, Drub,
these guys talk.
I keep preaching the same thing when it comes to. I have this firm belief that 31 owners plus the Green Bay Packers fan base want Deshaun Watson in a high market city because of profit sharing. I mean, the more if he goes, whatever team he goes to, if it's somewhere like Los Angeles, Vegas, Dallas, or Miami, or New York, then you're talking mega bucks for jersey sales that get distributed to all 32 franchises.
Well, 31. Dallas doesn't.
Think of how big Florida is. I mean,
Miami would be one of those markets. Sure,
in that big market share.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted to point out this, are we panicking because about the coaching search?
We're not panicking.
I don't know. I think
we're very upset that it's taking this long.
We'd rather have it sooner than later.
I like what they're doing. I actually think that they're doing the right thing by taking their time.
Here's
figuring out.
Alexander, let me answer. Let me give you my view on this. I don't think the fan base is what's the word you used? I don't think they're panicking.
Panic.
Panicking
is over.
I don't think that is. I think the word is frustration. Because here's the thing.
Frustration.
If you go out and get Harbaugh, then I'm going to say in my mind that was the plan all along from day one. Like that was the plan the moment you fired Flores, that you had it in your mind that Harbaugh was coming here.
Yeah, it would have to be.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
So in that, and by the way, that would tell me, hey, they knew all along. They had a plan. They got it together.
It also tells you they're using their head for more than a hat rack.
If you don't get Jim Harbaugh, then I'm going to say that what I really probably think, and I have thought, is that this ownership and front office do not have it together. Because there's nothing you can tell me that Kellen Moore and Mike McDaniel were your first two number two top two options.
Facts. Yes.
There's nothing that you can tell me to make me believe that.
This is why I keep bringing up Thomas Brown, because he would be the first choice. He's a head coach assistant.
To piggyback off Steven, you would think a billionaire like Stephen Ross, who fired Flores so quickly, knew he was going to fire Flores and had some type of contingency plan. So you would think that maybe this Harbaugh was the plan. Maybe, you know what I mean? Because
I don't
you
know.
don't think a
I'll tell
billionaire is
you
just
right
going to
now,
fire
Epps.
the
I'll
guy
tell
and
you right
say,
now.
"We'll figure it
If
out."
the Dolphins don't pick up Hardball, Ross is going to look like look with egg on his face because
Exactly. Because I
no
mean,
one's going
I
to
don't think
trust
he
Ross
just would
ever
fire
again
Flores
after this.
and say, "Hey, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We just fire Flores. We'll figure it out." He had no plan. Is that what people are going to tell me?
I don't believe for a second that they didn't have a plan. I don't believe that for
that's
a
what I'm
second.
saying.
But what I do think is that they don't have a backup plan. And so they're gambling and betting it all on Harbaugh. And if you do not get Harbaugh, you failed.
And
you
that's why I'm panicking.
100%.
But you would think Harbaugh and Stephen Ross are good friends, and you would think they talked previously. You would think.
Well, I mean, look what Harbaugh did to Stephen Ross before. He said, "No, I don't want to take the Miami job," and then he went to San Francisco and took their job. So I don't know how good that friendship is. 100% that he's not going to pull the same stuff again.
Right.
Here's another thing that I think we need to realize in this whole process, right? There is the power struggle that's involved here. If Harbaugh comes, how much power is Greer going to have?
I think Chris
and that's
Greer
a great question. That's an absolutely pivotal question.
And what I truly feel in my heart of hearts, there was a conversation between Greer and Ross and Greer, and Ross told Greer, "Hey, look, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to let go of Flores. I'm going to keep you, but understand I'm keeping you with two goals in mind. I either bring Harbaugh here, and Harbaugh is going to have ultimate control of this team. Again, I don't think you can bring Harbaugh here without him having true final say on what happens, right?
Absolutely.
And then the second thing here is if Greer comes out and says, "Hey, this is what we're going to do from the standpoint of we're going to rebuild, or not rebuild. We're going to bring in a first-time head coach." Greer has to understand. I personally, here's what I'll say about Greer. Greer is in almost a no-win situation.
Not necessarily.
I don't think Greer is in a no-win situation.
Let me finish my statement. Go ahead. Greer's in a non-win situation for two reasons. If you bring in Harbaugh, Harbaugh's the guy. He's making and you can say that, right? He's the one that's probably going to have final say on everything. If you bring in Kellen Moore or McDaniel, you're with a first-time head coach. And by the way, you're with a roster that's the defensive-wise almost ready to win now. And who knows what you have on the offensive side, but there's a big opportunity is not the right word. There's a likelihood that you only get a 1-year deal with whoever this person is. It would make more sense to me for Greer to resign and say, "Hey, look," and I really do not think that Greer is in any win situation
unless he falls upward.
Because he has to hope and pray that 1 out of 1,000,000 shot happens with either Harbaugh winning it all or McDaniel being exactly what we hope Shanahan and McVay are.
You see, if Harbaugh comes in, I think Greer's gone no matter what happens.
Right, but how he's gone might not be a firing. If his relationship is good enough with Ross will promote him.
Yeah,
it's falling upward.
You remember what happened to Tannenbaum, Kohler?
Here's the thing: if you believe that
he got promoted,
if you believe that Harbaugh was the plan all along, then Ross would and Greer wasn't part of that plan. Greer would have been fired by now. If Harbaugh is the guy, Greer's going to still be here because Harbaugh was always the plan, and they kept Greer
and probably promoted to
So you guys
think
it's the reverse then? You guys think if we hire Mike McDaniels and if he doesn't pan out, Mike McDaniels and Greer are gone by next year?
I don't think they're going to give a coach a year.
I think
that would be
Jumbotron, do not put it past this franchise.
It would things would have to go so catastrophically bad for that to happen.
Jumbotron, bro. If we do not make the playoffs, unless it's Harbaugh, if it's Harbaugh, he gets 3 years. If it's McDaniel or somebody else, and we don't make the playoffs next year, bro, they are cleaning house. Mark my words.
Yes.
If it's Harbaugh this year, Chris Greer will be promoted to VP. He'll be.
That's
he'll
what
be
I think
promoted to
too.
VP.
That's what I think
then,
too.
That's
and
the same
then,
thing they did to
they'll give.
Tannenbaum. If you remember, that's the same thing he
Yeah,
did.
And
to
it's
Tannenbaum.
typical in a lot of
exactly.
Because
organizations
I
to
don't
do
know
that
why Stephen Ross does not like to fire his GMs. I don't know why.
because
But
they have.
listen,
Okay,
Chris
so,
Pierce does not deserve to be fired.
well,
the
if
most
He does not
important
deserve to be
thing, and
fired.
piggybacking off of what Steven said, is do they give full control to either Hardball or McDaniels? Because if they don't give
Harbaugh, they
full
do.
control,
Harbaugh, they do.
Harbaugh
McDaniel,
they
no.
will. Harbaugh they will. No, McDaniel no. Yeah,
And they would be stupid not to give full
exactly.
control to Harbaugh.
see,
Honestly,
to me at this point,
you're bringing
I
him in
don't.
for a reason.
And to me at this point, where we're at as a fan base, as an organization, what we've been promised by Stephen Ross recently, and all of that signals that I don't think that the experienced coach like Harbaugh. I mean, that's why this doesn't all make sense, because it's like, why are you going to give a guy that deference, like full control? You could have given that to Flores, and nobody's going to convince me that.
Yeah, but
Well,
it seems like Flores was a
I
little.
should say it like this: there's no evidence that McDaniel would perform any better than Flores as a head coach.
correct.
Real quick. I think this is hilarious. So NBC4 New York News just tweeted this about Brady's. I think this is so savage, and I love it, and I'm going to retweet it. Tom Brady, who lost 2 Super Bowls to the Giants during his legendary 22 career, calls it retires.
That's
Is
a
hilarious.
masterpiece.
Gotta love New York.
That's savage. I'm going to retweet that. Because
Someone's
I can't
getting
believe I've
promoted in
never
New York
visited
today.
that city, man.
That's pretty good. I got to give props where props are due. That
I
was
always
savage.
knew there was something I liked about New York.
If
Except
there was all that bad blood, if Flores
Don't forget,
was giving
New
bad
York. New
vibes
York
to
is the place
Ross
to be.
for
New York is the place to be, guys.
for
The
longer
pizza,
than we thought,
Chinese food, bagels.
if Flores was giving bad vibes to Ross for longer than we thought, then maybe Flores. That's why you wouldn't give him full control. Maybe you were scared to give him full control because you just didn't
again,
have. You had a bad
to
gut
that
feeling.
point real quick, Epps. I've contended that the whole time, that part of the reason the interpersonal relationship, whatever Ross was labeling it, what we all have rumors of Flores, blowing up or whatever, or disrespecting Ross, and I think that's where it happened. Like, he went into that meeting,
Right.
that last meeting, and was like, and demanding full control, probably throwing his arms around, probably getting upset. And Ross may have agreed with him and just said, "Hey, I agree with you, Brian, but you're not it."
Third and one. Third and one on Twitter said,
Right.
If the
That
Minnesota
could be color, yeah.
Third and one on Twitter said, if the Minnesota Vikings hire Jim Harbaugh without the Miami Dolphins becoming a player trying to get him, it will be a horrible look for Stephen Ross. Perhaps the biggest and darkest stain during his tenure as owner. The final nail in the coffin.
All right, so this is what I think happened. This is my take. I could be wrong most of the time. We'll see what happens. I think Jim Harbaugh was the plan all along. I think they interviewed Mike McDaniels and were very impressed with him. They had him come back for a second interview. And I don't know if you guys saw the reports yesterday. He was there all day trying to convince them that he's the one that can unlock to his potential. I honestly think they just caught themselves. I think they were just, they caught themselves off guard with how Mike McDaniels interviewed. I still think Harbaugh is the plan all along, but I think now they're starting to be a little bit more skeptical and questioning whether they want to pick up McDaniels. That's my take on all this.
Come on, let's be real here. What was the main reason why Harbaugh fell out of San Francisco? Because he got to spat with ownership, right? And
I mean, there was so many.
None of us know.
But Alexander, here's what I'll say, man. You got to look at that time period. There was a lot of political craziness going on in that San Francisco team, good, bad, or indifferent. And I think that there's too many other factors that I'm not going to blame him for with the demise in San Fran. What I do know is that he's been successful almost everywhere he's been.
Do you guys happen to remember if? And I don't want this to go down the political road. I just want to try to make
not to the last season of Michigan.
Well, hold on,
But he built it. He built it up there. Color, I'll let you go here in a second. Alexander, he built that up. He built that whole program up. He could not get over and he finally got over the hump of Ohio State. What do you mean he wasn't successful?
Okay. Now you gave me another point to refute. Awesome.
The thing is that why are we under this narrative that Stephen Ross will look a failure if he does not hire Jim Harbaugh?
Because it looks
guys.
Alexander, listen. I'm telling you. Listen to me, buddy. Because it looks like you had no plan when you let go of Flores. Flores had issues.
Exactly.
Nobody here is denying that, right? Nobody here is denying that.
Yeah.
When you fire him, you take the gamble of, I think it would be easier to bring in somebody who can already deal with these issues, who knows how to deal with personality issues and can bring in a coaching staff instead of trying to make it work with Flores, which is going to be difficult, right? Because he had a choice. He could have kept Flores, let go of Greer, and said, you tell me what you need, Flores, to make this work. He didn't do that. He let go.
He could have also forced an offensive coordinator on him.
Greer's done a great job with this team. Greer's done an excellent job with this team of building this roster up.
Okay, but so you're sitting here telling me that if Harbaugh isn't the guy, and we don't even play a factor in that you don't think that he has failed as an owner? I believe that he has. If that's
he's an outright liar at that point.
I don't think so.
He's an outright
I'm just
liar.
saying, when we were 1-7, most of y'all were calling for everyone's head in the front office.
Are you kidding
me?
Oh, I was definitely calling for Flores' head at 1-7.
Okay, so how do you back him up here now, though, Alex?
No, because the thing is that I understand the record. His record is 44-19 with San Fran. Right,
and won.
And
got to a Super Bowl, by the way. Somebody's got TV on in their background. Turn it off.
I'm at work, guys. Sorry.
Okay.
So yes, you're absolutely right. He's 44-19-1 at San Fran. I get that, but again, he built up that team in Michigan, but it has been a failure up until the final season, and then he decides to make the playoffs.
This is the NFL, not the NCAA.
What took him so long?
Yeah. By the way, 4 teams make the playoffs in college football, and he's in a power conference. Like, you can't compare apples to oranges, bro.
Yeah, this is like saying we should have fired Don Shula because we couldn't beat the Bills in the playoffs.
No way in shape or form.
Alexander,
hold on. I'm gonna put you on mute. I get your point, bud. I think you're wrong. I get your point. And here's why I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong because the statement on 3rd and 1's tweet was, if they don't go even try to get Harbaugh, it makes the ownership and team and organization look incompetent. That is a factual and actual statement.
I mean, that's nothing new, though.
And you're right, Kristalakis, that is nothing new.
It also qualifies Ross as a liar and insane by his own definition.
Okay. And
I'm sorry.
Hold on, Alexander. Hold on. I'm not finished. I'm not done. I'm still talking. I'm not done. Let me go. Okay. I'm telling you right now, if they do go after him and they get him, it was the plan from the beginning. And as a fan, that shows me that this franchise had a plan, which at the end of the day is all I want. I just want to know that my ownership and my organization as a fan has a plan in mind moving forward. And if then for people to say, what if Harbaugh ain't the guy? Andrevia said, what if Harbaugh ain't the guy? At least we went down with a plan in mind. I have no problem with failing with Harbaugh. If Harbaugh ends up not being the guy and we went after him, we did. Hey, I think the Dolphins got the best coach available in that offseason. They went after him. They did the best that they could. It just didn't work out.
Can I add to that, Steven?
Yes, because to piggyback off what you said, Steven, is that if you, like I said, if you fired Flores so quickly without a plan, it just makes any fan or anybody it makes you sick to your stomach if you would just fire somebody out of anger and have no plan for your billion-dollar organization. So we would all like to think that Stephen Ross.
That's what he's saying.
Let Color go. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a quick one. There was a quicker way to say that, more of an analogy. It's like I'm of a firm belief that it's always okay to fail or to be wrong as long as you're coming from a place of education.
Yep.
So if we were to hire McDaniel and he fails, we just hired somebody and he failed, and we had no reason or education or evidence to suggest that he was the right hire.
Correct.
But if we hire Harbaugh and he fails, we can at least then say, well, we made a sound decision based on the evidence.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And not only hold on, Alexander. To one up Colors.
Sorry, Stephen.
To one up Colors' statement there, I'll also say if we hire McDaniel, it's the definition of insanity because we would be doing the same thing.
I've been saying that the whole time, Stephen.
Adam Gase, Brian Flores, and McDaniel would all be the same type of coach.
Hey, Stephen D, sorry I sprinkled that extra clout on you by calling you Stephen A, man. He's on my TV.
I'd like Stephen A money. You can give me Stephen A money. I'm just saying. Y'all, hey, don't forget to donate to the channel, y'all. Come on.
But here's the scenario I want to point out to you guys. What if we hire Harbaugh and another team swoops in and takes McDaniels? And McDaniels ends up having a Super Bowl.
Then we get Harbaugh.
No, fair question, Alexander. I'm glad you asked that.
And then we're right back.
I got this, boy. I got this.
We'll all commit. We'll all go off ourselves.
You guys hear Boston?
Say that backwards, Stephen.
Alexander, I'm sorry. Alexander, one more time. Your question is, what if we hire Harbaugh and McDaniel gets taken by another team and takes that team to a Super Bowl? Is that your question?
Yes, and also Harbaugh ends up becoming a failure.
Okay, all right. No, fair question. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you what that's going to look like. That's just going to be Miami Dolphins luck. That there's nothing else to say.
Wait a minute.
Other than
yes,
that
there is.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is. I'll attempt. I'll attempt to say something.
You can attempt all you want. Okay, and I'm telling you right now, Color, that will just be the luck of the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, you're right.
The luck.
You're right, but here's the thing. To answer Alexander's question directly, first of all, oh well, it happens.
Yep.
And secondly, were we saying that when we didn't hire Harbaugh the first time and he went to the Super Bowl with San Francisco?
Absolutely.
Looks like we already missed out on Harbaugh once. We going to do that again?
Off that,
brings up a great point.
Say that backwards. What if we hire McDaniel, he fails, and somebody else hires Harbaugh and they succeed?
Yeah, and Kirk Cousins is winning the Super Bowl.
Right? Bottom line is, it would just be so dull for either of those.
It would be so
go with what you know. We know what Harbaugh is. He has a record on paper in the NFL and in the postseason.
Exactly.
Forget the 44-19. One thing I've noticed nobody bringing
got
up.
This little
he's 5-3 in the postseason.
The Rolodex.
He's 5-3 in the postseason.
Yep. Alexander, what you're bringing up is two things. You're bringing up hypotheticals, which are fair, right? In the conversation, hypotheticals are fair questions to ask, guys. There's nothing wrong with them. But you have to understand, we're talking about making some of the same mistakes that we've made over the last 10 to 15 years. So it's not like these hypotheticals are, oh, I wonder what would happen if we did this. We've done this. We know how the book plays out.
Bingo.
And your hypothetical can go both ways, Alexander. That's the thing.
Here's another analogy too.
So,
hiring McDaniel,
that is true.
Hiring McDaniel would be like going into a casino, watching everybody winning, and going to and doing the exact opposite of what they're doing and thinking you're going to win.
And color. Let me also add to that and say that I can be totally wrong about McDaniel. And I pray that I am if we end up getting him. There is that 1 in a million shot that he turns out to be the next Shanahan or McVay.
It's the same way I feel about Tua.
I'm not saying that it can't happen. But the odds and the numbers in the history would state that they're not with me. They are against me. Let me bring in Cap for Life. Cap for Life.
Exactly how we feel about Tua, by the way.
What's up? What's up, Cap for Life?
Oh, my blood pressure right now, man. I mean,
Cap,
look,
it's good to hear from you, brother.
Hey, likewise, everybody. Look, man. Alex, Alex, I know you mean well, Alex. I know you do, bro, but you can't play that what-if game. Like, if you're gonna play that what if game, we'd be going around in circles right now with this organization. Like at this point right now, like we've already gone through like developmental coaches, first time coaches, the past 4 attempts.
Joe Philbin, help me out, guys. Joe Philbin, who was after Philbin?
Tony Sperano.
First time head coach.
Before Philbin.
Cam Cameron, Joe Philbin,
Tony Sperano.
Dan Campbell,
Adam Gase,
Cam
and
Cameron,
Flo.
Adam Gase.
You got 5, bro. I'm just saying. Let's just try to
Definition of
prove
insanity.
it.
Definition
I don't
of
understand.
insanity.
No, Steven. No. Definition of insanity is one thing. But for people to just go ahead and be like, we don't need Watson, we don't need Harbaugh. Bro, what the hell do y'all want then? You want a developmental coach, a developmental quarterback? Like, really? That's what you want in the NFL?
They want some more lottery tickets.
Yeah, we're basically a coach's training ground now.
Nah, man, all that stashing nuts is for squirrels, bro. Like, all that draft picks and all that capital, what has that done for us,
build
bro?
around what you have. You build
Look
around
what
what
it's
you
done
have.
for the Rams. So
You build around
Stashing all
what you
those nuts
have.
have done what for us the past decade?
nothing.
Come on, guys. Come on, man.
I wholeheartedly agree.
100%, buddy.
And so that
I
being
agree
said,
with
that
you.
I am panicking if we hire McDaniel. I am in panic.
Hold on,
mode.
let me get in here. Cap, I think you bring up some amazing points. Let me just throw that out there. And I agree with you 150%. I think Cap, I agree with you 150%, bro. What I will tell you, shout out to Fanatical, new member of the family. Welcome to the family, Fanatical.
Welcome.
Love
Steven,
seeing you.
hey, don't say we don't look out for you, bro. A lot of these guys are coming around the way because of Kohler, Chris, Mike on the mic. Bro, all these guys are bringing people over here that makes sense, and I love it.
Thanks for that, Cap. Appreciate that.
They're all great guys. Let me finish my statement
Not
here.
to say everybody else is not. Everybody else is cool people. I love y'all, but at the end of the day, we got some hard-headed ass people that just need to be woke.
Swear jar, Cap for life. Swear jar.
Cap, I hope you're not talking about me because I'm with you, bud.
Yeah, I know you are. You know who I'm talking about.
Here's what I have to say. I think that moving forward as a franchise, if the pick is Harbaugh, I think we're set up. We can be set up for success, and it'll be something that this franchise hasn't done in the last 10 to 15 years. And I'm gonna be super excited for our future. I will think the Dolphins are playoff contenders next year if they hire Harbaugh. Does anybody disagree with me with that?
No.
Well, no. Hey, just one more point, because I don't get on here that much because of time constrictions. But at the same time, like, what do you think is going to make the fan base get cohesive and get back together as one? Getting a coach that knows how to quarterback.
Yep.
And coach a quarterback because that's what he's done all throughout his career.
Yep.
Or a dude who's like, what if? And what if, like the quarterback we got now is what if?
Yeah.
We got too many what ifs right now.
Here's what I'll say, Cap. 3 things that will bring this fan base together. 1, Jim Harbaugh. 2, winning, because you got to win.
Absolutely.
And 3, a quarterback that can win football games and win you football games in shootouts like we saw at the end of the year between the Raiders and the Chargers. The game that we saw between the Kansas City Chiefs and who was the other thing. So, look, I think at the end of the day, what you have to realize is we are in this franchise, I'd be honest with you, has never been in a more prime position to be successful than they are right now. They have a base.
Right now.
They have a defense that is set up for success. If they can bring in a great head coach like Harbaugh, upgrade at the quarterback position, guys, I'm telling you on everything, this is going to be a fun couple of years in Miami if it works out.
I agree with you, Steve.
If it doesn't, it's gonna be a rough 3 or 4 years. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, we were saying that 2 years ago. It's gonna be a fun few years. That's what we were saying 2 years ago. Yeah. We have the number 5 pick. We have Brian Flores.
Yeah, but with that being said, Drup, it's not that I don't think we made. Here's where we went wrong with.
I want to get off the carousel, Steven. I'm so tired of the carousel.
I agree.
What do you mean by carousel?
So drop. Yeah, that was my
carousel?
question to drop. What do you mean by carousel, and what do you think it will take to get off it?
The constant the cycle of hire a promising head coach, building up the team, having one really promising year, everybody gets hyped. Exactly. Correct.
That's what you mean?
Correct.
Absolutely. There's only one way to fix that, my man.
Yep.
We've never hired a competent coach, in my opinion.
No, not competent. I said like an exciting head coach. Like, oh, this is an interesting one, or
which is Jim Harbaugh.
No, Jim Harbaugh. We've never hired a Jim Harbaugh.
Look up his name in the dictionary.
We've never hired a Jim Harbaugh.
Drub is agreeing with us. Drub, you think Harbaugh is the correct pick?
I misunderstood you, Drub.
Yeah, no, that's my top choice. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm just tired. I want to move on. I want to be off the ride. They need to try something different, and Harbaugh is the different. Now, I don't know if Harbaugh wants to come
I agree
here,
then with Chubb John 100%. Harbaugh is the guy. You have, like I said, you have to think that Ross fired Flores so quickly that he had a plan in place. You would think a billionaire has a plan. He didn't just say, "Hey, Flores, you pissed me off. You're fired. We'll figure it out." I don't know. He would do that.
I don't know about that. I mean, everybody likes to say that Ross is incompetent.
When did Mike McDaniel come in? Yesterday, right?
Yes.
Why is there not a contract signed yet?
All day.
Well, that's what we've been saying and that's what we've been saying. And Dudley Durong actually made a really good point on his Twitter that if McDaniel was the guy, why wouldn't we already have given him a contract last
Already
night?
have hired him because he came in for a second interview. He was there all day yesterday at the facility. Why didn't they just hire him right then and there?
Let me bring in Von Joe. Von Joe, you out here clanging and banging, baby. Look at you working out. Clanging and banging.
Steven, love your show. But I'm not going to stay for long because you guys not going to mess up my workout like I did last time. We're not doing that again.
Hey, I'm going to make it. Tries, bro. Just and tries.
That's what I'm actually doing. But listen, I just want to keep it. I want us to keep it 100 just for 1 second here. Let's keep it all the way a buck. Let's say these Tuaneers, Tuanon, and let's say Tua supporters. Let's keep it real. Now they're off the Harbaugh thing because of what McDaniel said, the reports of what McDaniel said, that he could fix Tua, that he could win with Tua. All of a sudden, I don't know if we could win with Harbaugh. What about? He's proven. He has a legit track record of winning in the NFL versus somebody that doesn't. And all of a sudden, all of a sudden, Harbaugh is the gamble? Come on, Alexander. Keep it 100, bro. I need you to keep it all the way a buck. That you love McDaniels now because of what he said about Tua. Come on.
Alexander bought the juice. Alexander bought the juice.
Now, Allen means well. Allen means well, bro. But at the same time,
Alex is my boy.
Alex is a great guy.
He bought the juice.
Listen, I get that he means well, but come on.
I'm buying the look. If Harbaugh's not the guy, I'm buying that juice because I want a guy that wants to work with Tua. That's
so let me ask you a question, Von Joe. Can you blame the fan base for buying the McDaniel juice though? It's a Shanahan McVay juice. And those are the two hottest head coaches.
Steven, we're not doing this. We're not doing this.
We're
not going to sit there.
But the juice is so tasty.
No, it's not. It's sour.
No, it ain't. The juice tastes terrible.
Keep talking, my man. Keep talking. Keep talking, please.
Listen. As my boy Dave Chappelle, the milk's gone bad.
The milk's gone bad. I love Von Joe. The milk's gone bad.
I thought it was juice. Now we're on the milk.
Because the thing is, here's what worries me is that he said he's going to fix them with a quick passing game. Did we not have that this year? How quicker could he be with?
No, they were talking about speeding up the tempo of the game. He clarified that later on that it was
How
not.
much more faster do you want 2.2 seconds to be?
It's a faster paced offense.
Why does he have to clarify anything if he's our head coach?
Hold on, guys.
Hold on, Von Joe. Go ahead, Von Joe.
No, it wasn't McDaniel that said that.
So we got to speed up the tempo of the game to get quicker 3-and-outs.
Yes.
I don't know how fixing the tempo of the game fixed Tua.
Part of our problem
we're
is
going
running,
off of a tweet. We're going off
because
of
part of the problem is we run
if it's a
plays
West
too
Coast
quick.
offense. Last time I checked, a West Coast offense is way more complicated than a RPO. Am I correct?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes,
West Coast
yes,
is the
and
most
it incorporates elements of the RPO too. It's sort of like a
exactly. That's why
it's sort of like the same formation in the same plays, roughly. The difference between the RPO and really a full West Coast pro offense is that those read options are happening before the snap with a gifted, intelligent football IQ quarterback.
Exactly. And here's the
Really
thing:
the only
everybody's
like
not
Aaron
everybody's
Rodgers color.
and these same people are saying, "Oh no, we support Greer." Remember, and he had great draft picks. He also drafted the O-line that you guys complain about, by the way.
Noob, use the hashtag clock blockers when you make a tweet like this because you're listening to the show. How many first-time head coaches have to fail before we hire someone competent? Cameron, Sperano, Philbin, Gase, Flores. Hashtag Fins Up, hashtag Dolphins, hashtag Miami Dolphins, hashtag NFL. Great point, Cap, for life. Hey, bro, use the hashtag clock blockers when you're doing stuff like that.
Hey,
y'all want to keep going around in circles. Y'all love that carousel.
Hey, Vaughn, actually,
It is a
I'm thinking,
carousel.
I'm thinking if I was like, and obviously it's above my pay grade as a fan, you know what I mean? But if I was to actually be the guy making the decisions on what to do with Tua, I'd probably start implementing something like an old-fashioned Warren Moon run and shoot. You know what I mean? Like, get him away from the pocket. Get him away from the line of scrimmage every play.
But Warren Moon had a cannon.
True,
Yeah,
but that's not.
Hey, Warren,
I can't.
Warren Moon is legend, bro.
I get it, but I didn't draft Tua, so it's and I'm not the one that wants to keep him. So if that's what we're going to be working with, get him outside the pocket every single play because that's where he's having a problem.
Because
and I don't get it, man. Everybody wants this kid to do well. They want the kid to flourish. Why not get a coach that knows how to make quarterbacks flourish?
And by the way,
make simple difficult.
Let's get something straight. If Harbaugh comes here, there's still a chance that Tua stays, which is what it is, right? And I don't know if I would be 100% mad at it, but I think if we have a chance to go out and upgrade at the position, I think Harbaugh would do it.
No, Steven, not even that, man. But at the same time, there's a divide going on throughout the fan base. There's a guy that can make that divide get whole, and we're debating on it.
That's the best point.
Steven, my last take because my heart rate is dropping. Listen, listen. I get that.
Hey, let me get some of that.
He's a good kid. He's outside, and he's outside the NFL. He's a good guy. He's with his family. I don't care about none of that because I just sat there and watched a guy with swag going into the Super Bowl in his second year. I never hear that, Joe Burrow's a good kid. No, he has a bad boy mentality. He's like, yo, listen, I'm going to come get this whether you guys want it or not.
My man smoking cigars with Jamar Chase. I want to,
Listen,
hey,
when I saw that
Vaughn,
take,
Vaughn,
that
did
man
you
said,
happen to
my
notice?
diamonds are real because I make too much money.
Hey, Vaughn, did you happen?
Yeah.
Vaughn, before you go, did you happen to notice when they played Kansas City in the regular season in week 17, or week 16, I believe, 17? Did you notice that Burrow didn't even have a name tag on his jersey? Does anybody have a story as to why? Like, did his jersey rip and they didn't have an extra one with a name on it? I thought to myself, man, if there's no reason other than he chose not to have his name tag on his jersey, he was the only one on the field, and that tells me, damn, this kid's going to be slinging the ball for 10 years, man, because what does that say? That's saying,
Joe Cool.
What it's saying, though, by him not choosing not to wear a name tag on his jersey going against Patrick Mahomes in that big a game, that's saying I've got to earn my name. I don't have a name yet.
Listen, if that's the story behind that,
to me, that's like, oh my God, this kid's gonna be deadly for
listen,
like
Color,
10,
listen, Color, you're gonna make me cry. I was crying. I was ready to cry when I was watching that game. Like, man, why not us, man? Why?
You know, Bonjo.
We can't even tank right. We can't even tank right.
So I was watching that Cincinnati game this weekend, and I was saying to myself, I'm watching the reactions on Twitter, like in Instagram, of like Cincinnati Bengals fans, and I'm like, oh my God, like I would die to be like these fans right now. Like I was able to put myself in Bengals fan shoes this weekend, and I want it. I
Stephen
want
D,
that feeling, man.
So was I, Stephen D. I went back and watched.
Guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna
get out of here, Bonjo. Be good, bro.
I'm gonna keep listening. All right. All right, you guys
clanging and banging.
So Stephen D, the way I helped that was that I was actually, like, the last 4 days I've been watching Marino playoff games from like the early mid 90s.
I'm sorry you're doing that to yourself.
Oh, dude, but it's not even playoff games. I watched the Seahawks game in week 17 of 1990. Regular playoff game. We had already secured the only seed we were going to get. Nothing to play for. And our stadium was packed. I mean, man, in a game that was meaningless. If to go pull it up on YouTube and watch 1990 versus the Seahawks and look at our stadium when nothing is on the line. There was nothing for us to gain that game. And look at our stadium.
I've watched pretty much.
It'll make you sick,
right?
man. It'll make you
No,
sick. You'll realize how far we've fallen.
Trust me, I know. I've watched almost every Dan Marino highlight.
Yeah, I was watching the Dolphins-Titans game this week.
Raiders players are disappointed to hear that the team chose not to stick with interim head coach Rich Bisaccia, however you say his last name.
Did they get rid of him or he's still there?
Josh McDaniels took the coaching job.
Yeah, and the media will spin that as the players saying they don't like Josh McDaniels. Watch. You can be mad that the other guy's gone and you could still like the new guy. Both things can be true, but watch how the media spins that.
Yeah, but why does the other half? I don't understand why that guy has to leave. Why can't he just take another different role?
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I don't understand. Did they let him go? He's not in the organization at all anymore?
No, he's not in the organization anymore.
They canned him?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was the intern, so they ended up hiring McDaniels. Pro Football Talk announcing the NFC Championship game drew 50 million viewers, and the AFC Championship game drew 48 million viewers.
So 2 extra million because of the SoFi fanfare, right?
I would think, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe because the game was at 6 p.m.
Right,
and
more
so
prime time, yep.
Yeah, more prime time. But wow, those are great numbers.
I don't know how that offensive line is going to be able to contain Von Miller and Aaron Donald. I just don't.
Hey, did y'all also see real quick the report coming out of New Orleans of who they're going to be interviewing for a head coach?
Yeah,
Brian
Peterson.
Flores, right?
Yeah, Peterson.
Nope. I said his name earlier this year.
Well, Flores, but Peterson is
not him. Keep going. Keep going.
Peterson.
Nope. Come on now.
Okay.
What you mean? It was on Roto World. He went to interview.
Mike Garfalo says Saints special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi.
Oh yeah.
For the team's head coaching job.
Yeah, he got the
Steven! Steven been balling for the special teams coach.
Hey, who has been saying that for like weeks now?
I like Rizzi.
Rizzi's
good people, bro.
Hey man, look, I've been saying for weeks.
You see what special teams can do. I mean, look what happened to Green Bay.
I'm just saying.
So, I mean,
very true. Ever since you said that, I've been staying low key on that aspect. But bro, like, look at the coaches that are coming out of the woodwork. They're all special teams aces. Like
John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator.
Yep,
yeah,
sure
man.
was. I've been saying for weeks that if the Dolphins went out and got a special teams coach, and I love Rizzi, by the way, I would say that if you're looking at it,
I did too, man.
That the difference between a head coach from the head coach, here it is. A head coach has to be able to work with everybody. Coaching, players, everything. What does a special teams coordinator do? A special teams coordinator has to know all 53 people on the roster, has to work with all the coaches in the coaching staff. So believe it or not, he's one of the most qualified people to take a head coaching job on. And somebody like Rizzi I'm telling you, if Rizzi gets a job as a head coach in the NFL, he will succeed. He will succeed. I promise you.
I hope he does.
I promise you he will.
Yeah, we hope he does. You don't know that for sure, but
no,
we
man,
hope
hey,
he does.
If I was a betting man, and I'm not,
if
I was,
Steven, actually, I need your after the Kansas City game. I need your Gamblers Anonymous number because I lost a lot of money, bud, and I need some help.
Hey, man, I got you, man. Hit me up. I'll take care of you. Hey, real quick, let me bring
They were
on.
down by 18, man.
Hey, bro, a
couldn't
lot of
believe
people
it.
got backdoored in that game. Let me bring in Crypto. What's up, Crypto?
Vegas cleaned out, man.
What's up,
Good morning,
Crypto?
Stephen D.
Set these people straight,
What's going
Crypto.
on, Cap? What's going on, Color, Alexander? Hey, Epps, man, that's unacceptable, man. How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you, my friend?
Hey, I went to the Dollar Tree the other day, bro, and I said that, bro. They had no milk, they had no soda, they had no nothing, bro. They were charging people $1.25. I'm like, this is unacceptable.
We're gonna all get T-shirts and stay to Stephen Ross. This is
It's funny
unacceptable.
because I got a lot of my friends saying it. It's like we play Apex and stuff, and on the computer, and they're like, "That guy didn't even have shields, and he didn't die. That's unacceptable."
All right, guys.
That's like an inside joke for everybody.
All right. Let's see here. So I got somebody in the back room who's been very controversial over the last week. So I need everybody to put yourselves on mute for a minute because I'm gonna bring this person on. Okay, I'm gonna bring this person on and see how this goes. But look, I want to remind everybody: if you get personal on the panel, you're gone. You're straight gone. Okay, but
I've never been personal towards anybody. I can't say the same for other people.
That's
but
right,
you know
Cap.
my track record.
I got
my track record.
I got you, Cap.
You good, Cap?
I'm warning everybody, but I'm also letting people know too that I'm not going to be the one. You come onto my channel, everybody is welcome. I don't care if you have beef with somebody else or not. Everybody is welcome on my channel. I don't care if you don't like me. You're always welcome on my channel. And with that being said, I got to bring this guy on, and he has been good to me, and I will admit he's been good to me. I haven't appreciated everything he's been putting out there in the media the last weekend, but that's not for me. Okay, so I'm gonna bring him on. D1, what's up, D1?
D1! Howdy, Steven. Howdy, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, I'm a dad. Let me dab for you. I'm a dab.
D1.
Good morning,
Hello,
D1.
sir.
Morning.
How are you?
I'm good, and you? I'm good, and you?
I'm good,
Epps,
man.
Cap, what's up, Color?
I had to preface all that. You know.
No, D1's good people, bro. D1's good people. He don't block people like other people.
I don't block people either. I'm
with the ish. You know how I do what I do.
As long as we're on the same page.
We ride together, we suffer together.
I have to admit, I'm not a fan of the some of the stuff that's been put out there. But as long as y'all keep it up here, keep it 100. Y'all can come up here and we can debate professionally. And
I'm waiting for Pete for him to put up that weak video. Where Pete at?
Pete is actually Pete was just in the back room. He just
Pete had to go back to a video from 6 years ago, where I lost a bet to a Panther fan. I had to make a Panther vid bashing the Cardinals that week for them. Like
Pete was just up here. Pete, get back on, Pete.
Like it was cute. He cut off that part off the video where I said this is a bet. It was cute.
By the way, Stephen D, how can anybody get personal with a dude with such an awesome avatar, man?
You need to change that.
Do you have anything to say about Brady? Whatchamacallit? Retiring?
Hey, before he says anything, man, referring to Brady, bro, I'm gonna miss Tyson, bro. I'm gonna miss him, man.
Little Ty? You mean Little Ty? Master at Twerk.
Yeah, he said he retired.
He did?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, he
didn't.
Little Ty,
he wanted to stay away from social media.
Yeah, man.
And I just, I called him out on this. I'm like, yo, like you done had the so-called greatest quarterback for 20 years. You've been making Patriots videos for like a decade now. And now just 2 years removed from Tom Brady being off the Patriots, you just gonna quit now.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
He's at his peak right now. Why is he leaving?
All right, so let me say this, okay? Some of y'all will not agree with me, and I'm not necessarily calling anybody out, but I'm going to put this out there into the world. I said this yesterday. I don't think in order to make good content that you have to put down other people. Master at Work has done that. So have you,
Steven,
D1.
Steven,
D1.
you don't
Hold on. Let
understand
me
where
finish.
I come from.
I got
Okay.
you. Let me finish, and then I'll let you go. I'll let you go. I'll give you your chance. I don't think that you have to put down other people in order to get ahead. Like, to me, like, that's not ever going to do. To me, that's a few things. Number one, it's bad karma. Number two, like you got to understand, some people do this for many different reasons, right? But I think where it all comes back to is we're all fans of one team that have a love for one team, and it is what it is, right? And for some of us like me, I want to make this into a living. I do this every morning. I'm not working a job right now because I want to do this every morning for y'all. So when y'all donate, that goes such a long way into helping the channel grow and to me being able to pursue this full time for everything.
Hey, let me tell you something. I was suspect about that at first when I first met this man. But let me tell you something. I thought the money was when I met Stevie D, I thought that the money was gonna be like for selfish ways. But let me tell you something, man. That man does a lot of grinding, bro. He travels a lot. He does a lot for us, bro.
I do a lot, and I want to grow it. I want to expand it. But I personally, there are people in this industry that I am not a fan of, but I will never ever say anything publicly. And I will never ever put anybody down publicly because that's not me.
That's understandable. But Steve, you have to understand. Me and Tyson has been doing this for 9 years now. I told you I've been in the TTC. It's called the Trash Talking Circle. We're gonna. I'm going to back your team, and I'm gonna.
But there's a difference between trash talk, D1, and then getting personal. And I think you've gotten a little personal.
No, that was all personal. That wasn't that video wasn't meant to trash talk at all. It was just meant to,
but in my opinion, they're like trash talk. There's nothing wrong with trash talk. Nothing wrong with it. I love trash talk all day. That's why I like doing the debates on Wednesdays. But when you start getting personal, man, like it's not like what is that changing?
So I went personal, Steven. I went personal. Do you know how much stuff I held back? That video could have been 12 minutes long, bro. People were sending, bro.
Let me bring in Pete.
I got a lot of stuff to get at TD.
Good morning. I'm not even talking about TD for TD's sake. I'm just saying in general because let's get something straight. Your thing, and it wasn't you. It was other people to other people. There was about 3 or 4 different situations that happened over the weekend, and I it was killing me inside because
I know.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all have no idea, and this is not TD. Let me just put this out there. It has nothing to do with TD. This has to do with other people, and that's not even on this panel. There are other people that take offense. Like, it really hurts other people. You never know what you're doing. Like, there is somebody that I know in this business that really took it personal this weekend, and it was not in a good place. And, I know. And y'all got to understand your words have they carry weight. They carry weight. There's nothing wrong with trash talking. When you start getting personal.
So it finally took this fan base to finally respect my guy at the gas station, Steven? Is that what you're telling me?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Good morning.
I'm just trying to take off, man. What's going on, everybody?
What's good, Pete?
Listen. Look. I got a little bit of material today. I got material today. I got new material, and it's actually pretty good if you ask me. Listen.
No personal stuff. If there's any personal stuff,
this is the
you're gone.
Steven, do you ever see me go on anybody's channel and talk personal? If they stop talking Dolphins, I immediately jump off, bro. I'm just saying. I only come up here as my pastime just to talk Dolphins.
Talk any crap to anybody.
Anything else? I don't come here to. But let me talk my poison. This is the thing. When we're looking at all these first-year head coaches that you guys all are admiring, we're talking about the midget Mike McDaniels, and all these first-year Brian Daboll, all the love. Let's go back a week or two. This is what I don't really understand, okay? Not one channel, and I've said this before once, and I'm going to keep it because everything stores in my brain like a memory card. Not one opportunity has been given to Eric Studsville or George Godsey. Not even one time to have anybody spoken about even giving these two guys a promotion or an opportunity for a head coaching job. I don't hear it enough. And the reason why I bring it up is because I think I don't know who gets the most credit, so I got to give it to all of them. What they were able to do with our quarterback speaks for itself, bro. Like, I don't think they're getting enough respect, not only from us, the fans, but from around the league in general, period. What Eric Studsville and George Godsey were able to do with our team, it's unreal. So to me, I think they deserve more credibility than a lot of these other first-time head coaches that are out here getting praises by the fan. Let's get the midget McDaniels. That guy hasn't done anything, bro. He's worked under Kyle Shanahan all his life. Well, what is it you guys want? He doesn't even call plays. You see Kyle Shanahan walking up and down the field.
To be fair, are
Come
these
on,
guys
bro.
still on the coaching staff? Is the offense in general, the coaching staff on the offensive side intact, or they got rid of everybody except the defense?
Well, so nothing has been done yet till there's a new head coach.
Charlie Fry.
And by the way, Pete, Cruz Ruiz sent
Hey, look at Cruz. Look at Cruz.
He said, "Pete's new show coming to YouTube, The Gas Station Chronicles." I like
Cats, they
Wait
did. Wait a minute.
I'm telling you, man, Roscoe be knowing stuff, man. Y'all be tripping, man.
They did fire Charlie Fry. They did fire Charlie Fry. They just kept it quiet because they knew what that meant to Tua fans. So you didn't really hear that blown up on the web about Charlie Fry getting fired.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. So that's
I thought he was still on our.
No, that was Tua's guy. That was the quarterback coach brought in for him.
Thank you.
The 11 guy.
Let me bring in.
Because I think they're waiting to make a lot of these decisions are waiting to be made by the new head coach. You would think.
Hey, yo, Pete.
No, I would think if they really like McDaniels the way they really like him, like they would have signed him yesterday. I mean,
or this morning we would have already heard it.
I do too, Cap.
We would have already got the news.
I think
D1. Go ahead, D1. You were about to say something.
Yeah, I was going to tell Pete, bro, I need you to download Pen Master. It will help you with your editing. I don't know what you used that day to edit, but you need the help.
All right. Anyways.
And
talking about Master at work. Does anybody want me to go at Master at work real quick? Where's Master at work? That guy retired, bro. And hold on. And I told y'all, hold on. This is what I don't like about people like Master at work. And I hope he's out there listening, bro. I told y'all once before, Master at work is the type of person, he likes to dish out the pain, but he's never going to want to receive it. Okay? So
can you reach out to him, D1?
Can I reach out to Master at work, my arch nemesis?
Yeah.
What you want me to say to him?
No, D1 don't rock with Master at work.
Now let's come on.
No, I don't like him or nothing, but I know how to get.
I want you to tell.
I know it's
D1.
I know it's Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm
just saying. Well, you got to tell Master at work is that he's a fraud. That guy has never he lied to his entire fan base. Okay, that he lied. You know what Master at work is? Think about it for a second. Master at work is literally a TD near. I mean, a Tom Brady near. This guy retired doing from what he's doing because his quarterback retired. How? You're supposed to love your team, not just one player. So he's a Tua near, but the Brady version of it. Because once the Brady left, he left.
A Brady near?
He's a Brady near. That's what I'm saying. He's a Brady near. The only reason that guy was doing content is because Tom Brady. Now that his team sucks, he's not going to be able to take the dishing like how we were. We sucked for like a whole bunch of years, D1. We still stuck together here.
I know, Brady.
We take the punishment. He can't do that.
I've been going back and forth. I've been going back and forth with Master at Work for 9 years now. I mean, he done called. He has called my family. He has called my job. He has called my mother to do anything to get to me, bro. So I have pure hate for that man, bro. This is 9 years of beef that built up to this. I mean, I even drove to Massachusetts to go see him one day. Like, that's how deep our beef is. So I already knew what he was going to be. I already knew what he was going to be once Brady left, bro. Like this, I was just waiting on it.
To say what Pete said, actually, I have a guy that is a Buffalo Bills fan at my local grocery store. And when the Dolphins got beat by Tennessee, he's like, how about them Dolphins? Da, da, da. And I couldn't wait when Buffalo lost to get out and just be like, how about them Bills? And you know what? He took it like a man. He didn't cry. He didn't cry. He didn't say. He said, we'll get him next year, and I respected him, dude. He's a real fan, and he dished it out, but he took it, and I was like, respect, bro.
Abs, you saw my video towards Matched Out Work after they lost. I made him quit. With that free, I made him quit. I made him quit.
That is nothing to be proud of.
Yes, it is to be. An arch nemesis, a rival that's in our division. And he's been around the longest. Like, nah, bro. I take pride in that.
That's
hey, extend the olive branch.
Thank you for having me up, Steven. I gotta go, guys. Blessed day to everybody.
Have a good one, man. Have a good
All right,
one.
Peter, I'll hit you up with that editing software so you can do better on that, bro. And no, Scummy, I am not a Panthers fan. Once again, I am not a Panthers fan. Like people say I'm wearing Panther stuff. No, I'm not. I'm wearing a blue and black hat that says I'm from New Jersey. Where are y'all making this stuff up at?
D1, man.
Like I literally have 20 videos going at Panthers fans and 2 music videos going at them, bro. My work is a pain.
No, you know what? Right now, the way things are going right now in Carolina, that coach is going to Michigan, and the dominoes are starting to fall in that aspect as well with Carolina. You guys are forgetting about that also.
Matt Rule.
Rule.
I saw that report too. Cap's right. Matt Rule is one of the candidates to replace Harbaugh in Michigan.
I think that I've talked to most people.
From what I heard, he's the predecessor. Like Harbaugh already said, he's in.
Oh, really? Really? I was just going by an article a couple days ago.
I believe that everybody that I've talked to on this panel, most of them are complete Dolphins fans. Whether they're trying to put food on their table for their family or not, that has nothing to do with me. But I'll tell you right now, I know that certain people in this fan base, they are Dolphins fans. I know D1's a Dolphins fan. I know TD's a Dolphins fan. I know a lot of people are Dolphins fans, and I believe it because the way they cover the team, look at the team, they are Dolphins fans. And, and whether –
Hey, Epps, just to let you know, so you can add me to that list, that my avatar, I hand drew that damn thing, man.
Hey,
exactly.
I like it.
So, I mean, I know Jumbotron. I don't agree with everything he says.
It's simple but strong.
Because he's a
He's
a Dolphins fan.
Swear jar.
Oh, I'm sorry. The D word is swear jar too?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
I don't agree with everything.
I didn't put God in front of it.
I hate Alexander's takes, but me and him talk on the phone all the time. He's a great guy. He's a Dolphins fan to the end. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I respect. So if somebody's trying to put food on their family's table, I don't care about it. You know what I'm saying? I care about the Dolphins aspect. And right now, my main thing is what are we going to get for coach and what's going forward here, man, because that's the main thing that needs to happen.
I do want to remind y'all, somebody's got a lot of background noise going on.
Man.
Hey, Evs, I didn't mean for you to be so affected by that TD video, bro.
No, I wasn't affected. I wasn't affected. I was just I was mad for a second, and then I wasn't mad, and then I just thought about it, and I was like, I just don't care because I know he's a Fins fan.
I understand that. What I have no problem with TV branding out, whatever you want to call it. But when you make a video for every different team saying you're a real fan, I'm sorry.
D1.
I'm not bashing on going personal.
D1. We're not going to do that here. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I'm just saying, man. I've seen other Dolphins fans branch out and didn't do that.
D1, what you doing?
Do y'all watch?
Hey, check it. Hey, D1, my man. Look, listen, real quick, man. What you doing? What TD's doing? What Douglas doing? What Reason's doing? What Larry's doing? What Finside is doing? Yeah, bro. Like all these guys right now, man. This is what happens when we don't make the playoffs, bro. Unfortunately, and we all understand the pain that we're going through right now, man, and we're doing it through frustration that is unrecognizable but understandable throughout this community. And that's what happens, man. I mean, like, until we get to that level of expectations that we've been wanting for 20 years, man.
Thank you, Color.
What else are we going to do but vent our frustration, man?
And D1, this is the last thing I'll say about it personally, is like, this is what like TD wants to do that for a living, man. Like he's good at it. He's really good at it. You don't have to agree or like his takes. And if you don't, guess what you can do? You can go to another YouTube page.
Yeah, of course.
And also, I'll piggyback off that, Steven. I talked to Doug Lee Durong, and TD had talked about building a sports network back in September,
For
so
years.
this wasn't any news.
For years, y'all.
So
and,
I
and,
mean,
and,
yeah.
and hold on, Epps. And the other thing to that is I just think that, look, it's easy to criticize somebody for something that you like. Look, I don't even want to talk about it because the real deal, the fact of the matter is I respect him and what he's doing. And D1, I respect you and what you do.
Yeah, man.
Not, just because I don't agree or like some of the content that you put out doesn't mean I don't think you do good content. Doesn't think I do. I like you. I like you coming out to this panel. I like the arguments that you have on this panel until it gets personal. But I do like them. I think you are good at what you. I think everybody does. That includes reason. That includes that includes flexing. That includes everybody, man.
At the same time, it's like at the same time, TD's branching out at the same time too, man. And you gotta understand, like from a Hispanic level, like, me, Batman, Gio, Pete, all of us have been around for a minute. You know that, man. Like, and all of us are starting to like, get together with TD as well and start to branch out too. So it's kind of like awkward in a way.
So here's my thing, right? Like with me, I'm trying to do all of South Florida sports, right? I want to do, the Marlins, the Heat, the Hurricanes.
But you're staying within Miami, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean like I live here in Baltimore. If the
Steven, have you watched Ace Per Head?
If the Orioles reached out to me, I would go do stuff with the Orioles.
Have you watched Ace Per Head? He's a Dolphin fan.
Yes,
I have. And he talks about other teams and stuff, right? He does other teams besides the Dolphins, but most of his content is Dolphins. But he definitely do other teams and break them down and watch their.
But he's got one channel.
I have no.
Can I make a suggestion? Can I make a suggestion, Steven?
Yeah.
I mean, just keep it in mind, bro. Like, everybody else does their thing, man. But at the same time, like when the times are rough for us, like we got 4 different. As far as like we got divisions in the AFC is North, South, East, and West.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
NFC also is like 8 different divisions, 2 different conferences.
Correct.
I mean, like to break all that down.
Where I come from, where I come from, what I've been doing, or even Tyson, or Master at Work, and the thousands and thousands of vid makers that have come and go into TTC that made videos for their team. What TD did, that's blasphemous in our eyes.
It's not,
but I know it's not. I know it's not. In our eyes, in our community, that's blasphemous. You could brand out all you want. That's cool. You could branch out all you want. But when you make intro vids for every NFL team,
he's marketing.
You're just giving me ammo. That's just
marketing.
ammo.
Could I play apologist for a
saying.
second? Could I play apologist for a second?
Go ahead, Color.
So when I first saw that, I don't know, maybe a year ago when I happened to notice that, I just assumed that, could it would it be wrong if, let's say, he had planned to maybe hire people from the fan bases of those other teams to kind of head up those channels, for content?
Here's the deal. So,
Color, I understand, but when you say home of the real Steelers fans,
but that's what it is. That's his marketing.
That's what that channel is. You see what I'm saying? That's what that channel is. If he's got a Steelers fan hosting the channel, then
no, he don't have a Steelers fan hosting the channel.
Well, not yet. Not yet.
D1, hold up. D1, do you know how hard it is to get a channel up and going? You do, because you do. Okay. You know how much work it is to do every single day, right? I do this. I grind it out every single day. Do you know how hard it is for me to do this on my own? I don't have really anybody helping me. I do all the all these graphics that you see. I do.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir, Steven. I've made 30 music videos for the
D1, I'm not done. I'm not done.
My fault.
Okay. I do all the graphics. I do all the work for all the, you see Hellfins, all their stuff I did, right? Now there's a couple of things like their intro video they did, like this logo, the Clock Blockers logo. I had
Fire
somebody
and Ice.
else do. Yeah, but Fire and Ice, I did theirs, right? Or their logo, they did their own logo, but I put together the Fire and Ice. Like, there are very few things that weren't done by me, but there are some. But what the point I'm trying to make is that it is tough to do this channel on my own. That is why I eventually want somebody. I want this to be a 24/7 network. But in order to do that, you have to have consistency from people, and you have to have some people that are willing to, give their time to have something grow where there's no money really into it yet. TD is trying to do.
You also have to have the right person.
Yep, and so if TD's going to create something, he has to have those right people in there. You think he's gonna find somebody to do the Titans, the Steelers?
No, Steven,
the
he's
Panthers,
already created something. He's already created. He's got Larry. He's got you. He's got everybody. He's
I get what
the
you're
man's a
saying. I
pioneer.
get what you're saying.
Look.
What D1?
Look, it pained me. It pained me to make that video. It wasn't fun making that video.
Let me finish my point. The point that I want to finish making is that TD is trying to create something bigger than himself, and he is trying to create a business for himself, and there is nothing wrong with that. And I don't want to speak on somebody else's business. That's that man, and I don't want to talk about him because that's that man. What I'll say is for me, because I can speak for me. I know how difficult this is every single day to do. I know that my wife. I'll be real with y'all. She wants me to go out and get a full-time gig. I like, she loves what I do. She believes in what I do, right? But it's tough to do this every single day for very little money, almost no money at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so I know, like, y'all have to understand, I want this to grow. I want this to be bigger. 143 people watching now is great. I need 500. I need 1,000. I need 1,500.
Hey, no, let's be realistic.
It's not going to happen overnight.
Steven, let's think realistically. Let's think realistically, bro. Like, we're not all millionaires here.
I did Crystallakis.
What is it going to take for us to keep it moving on a consistent basis?
Why is everybody saying not to cut you off, Cat, because the chat is saying I'm hating. Bro, I'm not hating on anything, bro.
Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. Listen, man.
Hold on, let me just address it. And then you got all this, Cap. I'm not hating on anything, bro. There's no reason for me to hate. I created TD. The first person he called to get on YouTube was me. So I'm happy that the dude is doing what he's doing. There is no hate. Because if I wanted to do what he did, I would have did it 6 years ago. But I wanted to stay.
Why make the personal videos, bro?
Why make the personal video? Yeah. For one, the toxicity he spews out some of the time.
What are you talking about?
And for two, Steven, like I said, in my community, in our community, that's blasphemous. That's it. I have no problem with him expanding. Get his money. Let the black man get his money.
D1,
no hate from me.
I don't agree with trying to ever attack somebody for trying to put food on their family's plate. That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. We all know TD's a fence thing. I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe he was one day brainstorming ideas and he came up with this idea, and you try to put it forward and see if it works. Try to make money this way, that way. You know what I'm saying?
Like a brand.
How you make money to put
bro,
food
I'm
on your
cool with that.
table.
I am cool with that.
D1 personally, I love you. You're my boy. D is my boy, and I love him.
I know he is. I'm not trying to get him to y'all to beef or something.
You're not going to. But the other thing to that is I don't think there's a need to get personal in the videos. You don't have to tear somebody down to build yourself up. Make your and I don't.
But here's the thing. But here's Steven. I was tearing. If by your recollection you said I was trying to tear him down to build myself up, I wasn't trying to build myself up.
But
I already know what I am. Yeah, I just wanted to expose whatever.
Thanks to you, I got that song in my head the past 3 days, man. What is it?
What song? Oh, Dance with the Devil? The Dance with the Devil?
God.
The video looked bad.
I have a quick question. And I'm just being honest asking. I'm not trying to gotcha anybody or anything, but is this something similar to what Locked On did? I mean, the guy that created Locked On was one fan from one fan base. And now there's Locked On everything. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of sports.
There's Chat Sports. There's Locked On. There's a whole bunch of them.
Chat Sports. Yeah, they do everything.
What is that? What is that? What are you talking about?
They're different YouTube
Chat
platforms.
Sports is these 4 guys that they do videos for every team, break down the team and stuff like that. One dude is a Raiders fan.
That was my point earlier, Steven. If they got 8 different type of divisions, you got to start.
I don't know what TD. I don't know what TD's motive of view is, and that's on TD to do. But what I will say is the man is trying to create something bigger than himself, and I fully support everything he does, and I fully support anything Anybody does. I just want people to do two things: not bring other people down. Like, there's no need for personal videos, in my opinion, at all. It doesn't. There's nothing good that comes from that. And the other,
you thought I was happy doing that, bro?
but you didn't have to
that
do
was
it.
one of my things. I
got a good
don't
laugh.
go at Dolphin fans, bro.
I was
You
at a
can see
down
him,
point.
I got
I got a good
9
laugh.
years worth of videos, and there were Dolphin fans that were doing a lot of fugazi stuff. I even went at K flexing 5 years ago with the stuff that he was doing. Like,
there's no need for it. Get D1. There's no
but
need.
you see, me and K Flex are cool. Like, we're respectable.
I got you. I got
you. Know,
I got
so,
you. D1.
What'd you say, 5 years ago?
We have
K
a,
Flex has been making videos for a long time.
We have a different way of looking at things, and what I will tell you is I don't think there's any, and that's just not how I would ever do it. Two things I will never do. I won't tell you how to. I don't want to tell you how to run your content on your channel, and I won't. Right. And then and then the other thing to it is I also don't want if I don't want to be the place where people come to talk about other people. So when you and TD had y'all's thing the other day, I thought it was. I didn't like where it went, but I like how it ended. I thought it was good.
Yeah, once we got that out,
when the videos came out, I was like, come on. And then I started seeing 15 other things from 15 other different entities.
Yeah, it was crazy Saturday. It was crazy Saturday.
Dolphins Twitter was so malicious and horrible on Saturday.
Yeah, bro. Hey, I got off of Twitter, bro. Twitter is toxic, bro. I got on there for like less than a month.
That's where you're wrong. Twitter's toxic because the people on it are choosing to be toxic. Twitter, I think, is a great place. We need to learn how to come together and spread kindness to each other. That's being real.
Yeah. Steven, let me tell you something, Steven. The reason I love this channel is because of your character. You make me want to be a better person because I've done a lot of things where I personally attack somebody or I get mad at somebody or I do things, and the way you conduct yourself makes me want to be a better person because I don't want to be like that. I don't want to attack people personally. I don't want to do all that stuff. So I mean, your character is what keeps me coming to this show so much. And I think you do it so well.
I appreciate that. And the other thing I want to say is, if you don't like somebody's content, guess what? You don't have to do. You don't gotta watch it. There's 15 other different content creators on YouTube that talk about what you want to talk about. That do that.
At least, only in Miami. Nowhere else but in Miami. You don't get this anywhere else.
So there's no need to talk. Like, if you're going to talk about the Dolphins, fine. You can talk about how horrible they've been, fine. You can talk about how their quarterback is well, I don't want to say it because the president of the Tua fan club is here now. But if you want to talk about him, fine.
Andreas!
Yeah.
Hey, where the voice box at, man?
Hey, let me address Cutler's comment about
Luke, I am
the
your
history.
father.
Go ahead,
the
Crypto.
history.
Go ahead,
Let me address what Cutler was saying about the history. Yes, there is some history about the lockdown. It so happened that I happen to be a fan of that team who started it. It was the Utah Jazz. His name is David Locke. David Locke started the Locked On Podcast Network and expanded it throughout the rest of the country, throughout all sports. Actually, the starter and the creator of that network is David Locke. That's who it was. It was the Utah Jazz guy.
Yeah,
so that's how
I thought it was you that told me that, Crypto.
Yeah. That's what TD stole the idea from.
It's not stealing an idea.
I don't think it's stealing the idea.
No.
I
In
agree
business,
it's
in
not
business,
stealing the
copying
idea.
is a very good strategy. You copy what other people do and it's successful, you're going to be successful yourself.
Exactly.
There's no rule against
Why do
copying.
you think
Coca-Cola and Pepsi, Pizza Hut, Domino's,
Burger King, McDonald's.
But Color, here's the thing though. These people that do, try to get that brand for sports and covering other sports teams, they don't do what TD did.
How so? I'm in the dark on the whole thing. So
As in, make a video for every team and sit at home of the real fans and stuff like that. They don't do that. They stick to their whatever their fan of the team is, and they do them.
D1.
But you rather him put that.
I know. I'll be quiet.
Hey, no, but D1, like when you said D1, you pretty much just said his catchphrase. So that's what he's known by, his catchphrase.
It's a catchphrase, bro. It's marketing.
Yeah.
A catchphrase that you're also going to use for the Dolphins. Like I said,
I think what
I'm not going to talk about
it. It is what it is, man. I mean, I only represent my logo, bro. I can't speak for the next man.
Like
the bottom line is, I think it was a little.
Andrevius, I know you said you got something for this. What do you have, Andrevius?
I just came up here to help D1. I'm defending D1. I'm with D1. D1 does not have to change his opinion. He can talk all the junk he wants. He outright exclaims he's a trash talking YouTuber, and y'all get mad at him for trash talking.
Facts, Dre.
I'm with D1 right now. He can say whatever he wants. He can get real disrespectful. That's what he does. That's what he does.
There's a difference
Is that Mike
between
McDaniel up there?
I know, right? There's a difference between trash
America,
talking
man.
and then being personal. And I think D1, as long as
I
other
think
people, has crossed that line.
some of us on this panel pick and choose what we consider disrespectful and personal. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
It's a very fine line. It's a very fine
I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or personal right now.
Saying certain things, and we don't say nothing about it. And D1 gets up here and calls somebody an idiot, and all of a sudden he's the devil.
But you don't. Why do you have to take it there?
I've done the same thing. You're right, Jay.
I'm just saying we let certain people get away with certain things, and all of a sudden D1 got up here and said something crazy, and all of a sudden the whole panel saying he's a hater. And maybe he is hating, but who cares? We let people hate all day on this show.
His opinion is what.
Exactly. That's all I really came up with.
And I want to state.
Correction. I'm too removed from the situation to have been a hater, so I'm gonna go ahead and you can accept me there.
But Dre,
no, you're fresh. You're fresh.
Right.
You get used to it.
I'm Drake. There's no reason for me to hate. I already feel as though I'm the godfather of the Dolphin YouTube. Mostly everybody that's been in here hit me up first before the channel even got on YouTube. Whether it's Deli Dugong, whether it's K Flexing, whether it's TD Fins Talk, they all came to my vids first and asked, how can I get on YouTube and do this? They didn't want to join the community I was in, which was the TTC and trash talking and doing hate weeks and crowing to teams. Like, nobody can take my fanhood, bro. I crowed to the Jaguars on camera, bro. Did y'all do that? I had to crow to the Jags on camera. I felt molested. Like, that's no, bro.
That's not right, man.
That junk was like,
D1. I love you, dude. I do, bro.
Not right, man.
When Steven says he loves you, that's go ahead. That's the death sentence next coming.
No, it's not. I do. Like, here's the thing. I think that you need to have certain people in certain communities. D1 is the trash talker of our community.
Bro, I'm the bulldog.
Nothing wrong.
Send me, bro.
Nothing wrong with that.
Just say sick him and I get him, bro.
He's the guy from what's that movie? The Few Good Men, the Jack Nicholson. You want him on that wall. You need him on that wall.
That's why when I come in here, y'all, I know y'all look. They said D1 Fin Squad Enforcer.
I got you. But
everybody had their click. You needed a forcer in your click. I'm the enforcer in this click.
I got you. Just stop being a little bit personal. That's where I just want you to.
Bro,
to
that
draw your
really
line.
wasn't personal. Oh my god.
That's what happens when you don't make the playoffs, y'all.
Oh yeah, none of this would have happened if you made the playoffs, bro.
Anyways, all right, I'm done talking about it.
Good talking.
I'm done talking about it.
This was fun.
I think everybody's opinion has been put out on it.
Color, are you sure you want to join this community, Color? Are you
Color,
sure?
this is a great community to join.
Might be already in too deep. I don't know, man.
Color's been baptized by fire.
Nah, we ain't letting Color go. No.
I did want to point out this is a great set of pants if you want to get ready for the news coming soon.
Hey, Russell, what's up, Russell?
They're
khakis. Khakis.
Just waiting on you, leaving me backstage for an hour.
I'm sorry. By the way, I am wearing my khakis today. So
I'm sorry.
Steven inherited a hater.
I'm personally good on this whole conversation about TD. I want to talk about football. That's what we should really do.
Change the subject, Russell.
My man.
This is where I'm going right now. I want to bring up a couple of points. Like everybody. Yes, I want to talk about football. So, my thoughts on Tom Brady retiring.
Get up here. You can't do that, man.
Whoever becomes our head coach needs to call him up and be like, what do you want to be the quarterback coach of the Miami Dolphins? I will give you whatever.
Hey, hold on. Russell, I'm sorry, bro. Please save that.
I've been waiting for
a second. I don't want to get off of that topic. I don't want to get off of this topic.
All of you.
Go ahead, Russell. Go ahead, Russell.
Thank you.
I muted Pete. My bad, bro.
God.
I didn't mean for that to
I've
happen.
been more patient than you could imagine. Trust me. I've been silent through all of this.
Oh, my God.
So,
He's like,
I think Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady would be a hell of a quarterback coach, and I'm going to put it in perspective that people understand. Jim Harbaugh.
Teach me, Russell.
And I can tell you why.
Project Wolverine.
It will be Wednesday after signing. It will be sometime late in the evening on Wednesday, because that is what Stephen Ross is waiting for. Stephen Ross is
Russell, I hope you're right, bro. I hope you're right.
Hold on. He is friends with the GM of the Minnesota Vikings. They're using the Vikings to get Harbaugh in Miami.
We didn't know about the friend part.
Yes, they're friends.
Yeah, because Spillman ain't there no more, right?
Huh?
Spillman ain't there no more. What was it? Wanstead's GM back in the day.
I don't know his name, but I know he is friends with the current GM. And Stephen Ross is. And I think this whole because why do you think they have him flying back out there on Wednesday? Stephen Ross doesn't have to interview Harbaugh. He already knows what Harbaugh is about and what he brings to the table.
Russell, that logic is 50-50. It's 50-50 because they haven't signed anybody yet. You're right.
I get that's why I'm saying Mike McDaniel blew them away last night. I can tell you that now. That's what they're.
Yes, he did.
That's the struggle that they're having because, and this is the other point that I've been trying to make, and I said it with the wrong coach. I said if Doug Peterson came to Miami, Tua would stay our starting quarterback. If Jim Harbaugh came to Miami, Watson would be our starting quarterback. Do you remember me saying that, Steven?
Yep, you did. You did.
Okay. Instead of it being Peterson, it's Mike McDaniel. If Mike McDaniel comes to Miami, Tua is going to be our quarterback. And I think that dude, no matter what anybody thinks on this panel, will unlock Tua, will make Tua better, and will take him to a whole nother level that we have not seen. Number two.
Just to push back, just to hold on.
If and when Jim Harbaugh comes here, he will probably attempt. See, this is what's interesting with Harbaugh because he can go because he likes having capital and he likes to use it, and he likes the money situation is very important in terms of the salary cap. So he could stick with Tua and then draft a quarterback next year if he didn't like what he's seen this year, because he's going to have that.
No, he's notorious for that. He drafts a quarterback every first round.
That's my point, because this is how I'm looking at it. Tua is essentially going to be Alex Smith, where Watson would essentially be the elite version of Colin Kaepernick. So, and there are ties with Watson and Jim Harbaugh about them two kind of having.
Can I further that
Harbaugh
point, Russell?
likes Watson.
Can I further that point? I just posted a tweet yesterday. I found an article from the Detroit News somewhere in Ann Arbor or something. And it was an old article from a year or two ago where it was talking about it was saying that Obama was like praising Harbaugh for his work in like the movement, and apparently like he was a big part of like a march they had at Michigan after the George Floyd incident and all that. So they definitely have like, you know what I mean? There's synergy there, definitely, between a guy like Harbaugh and a guy like Watson. You know what I mean?
Correction, not every first round. He got Kaepernick late.
There was this big magnate in Michigan that praised Harbaugh publicly for like doing his part with the rally.
I've heard about that too. But here's the other thing with Harbaugh. I can tell you right now.
What you guys fail to realize about Harbaugh is that this has been the plan. I've already told you guys this. The thing is, everything that switched the plan, Russell, the plan switched, bro. And the reason the plan switched is because us fans, we actually fell in love with Flores. Okay? That was not supposed to be what the plan was. When they teared everything down, we were supposed to lose. Like we did, actually. We were losing. We didn't win anything. But we won. We didn't win anything, but Flores still found a way to win our hearts, bro, as our coach. Regardless of what you say, Flores still won it. And that is the part that was not supposed to happen. Ross said it 3 years ago in an interview that it's going to be a plan. And to tear something down and head coach to win something is almost insanity itself. Flores was the puppet for this organization to hit a reset on the cap, on the bad contracts, and build a young roster like Stephen Ross said. And that was the plan that Harbaugh. But it's tough to decide when it's Bieniemy or Harbaugh that I'm being told.
Right.
But at the same time,
the same thing happened. Remember, the same thing happened to Mike Singletary out in 49ers, and who replaced him after he rebuilt that squad? Jim Harbaugh.
And here's another point I want to make about.
I told you guys, don't believe in that Minnesota.
Thank you. So what I was
I'm not
trying
sure
to
I
say
can trust 305 internet, man.
To finish my point about Harbaugh is we are going to have one team, and they're looking at it like this because it's all strategic. The Cincinnati Bengals have the same needs we do. They have almost the same amount of cap space. And which team currently looks more intriguing for a free agent?
Russell, bro. I love Russell, bro.
The point is if we bring in Harbaugh, that is going to draw more free agents to the Miami Dolphins because Jim Harbaugh knows how to get to the Super Bowl. And and it's going to change the whole dynamic of this team. And I think Ross has no issue giving him full control, but I actually think that Greer's still there because Harbaugh told him that he would work with him. But I think Harbaugh will end up with the final say. But mark it, Jim Harbaugh will be a Miami Dolphins head coach by the end of Wednesday evening.
One quick point to add to that before you go, Cap. The biggest part, something you said earlier, Cap, about healing the fan base. Harbaugh's the only one to do it, and here's the proof. As far as Russell's normal takes on Tua and all that, I'm totally in disagreement. But if we get Harbaugh, I have no choice but to trust the guy with his clout about Tua, even if it's for a year, whatever. What I'm saying is today is one of the first times I've ever agreed with Russell. So Harbaugh's already unifying us. He ain't even in the building.
Look at Russell. You get it. I love it.
Russell's good people. Russell's good people. He always says good stuff, man. But one thing I will say is that will bring the fan base. That is going to bring it a little closer for sure.
I have to state this. Do not give me credit for this. I learned this through someone else. And if I'm going to give anybody credit,
Pete's gas station attendant guy.
Reason is the one y'all need to be really listening to, be educated on the Miami Dolphins right now. That's all I'm going to say.
Who? Excellent take. Hey, Steven, give me 1 second. I have to go.
Reason.
I like to watch
Man, don't give me Russell, bro. I don't want to hear none of that. Hey, Reason.
If we're not going to trash PD, we ain't trashing Reason, and I love Reason, and I respect Reason.
There will be no trashing of anybody on my.
Russell, you're wrong. You want to keep the Dolphin YouTube.
No, actually.
Be easy, man.
Where do you think that? Where do you think I got that
have a good day.
information from? Where do you think I got that information from?
Peace out,
What information, bro? Everything you just finished saying, I already said a while ago, bro.
The information
now, bro.
about the Vikings being the Vikings GM and Stephen Ross being friends, about how the Vikings are literally playing this situation in our favor.
Andrevius.
Because guess what? The Vikings owe us one. Because we tried to trade up with them.
Hold on, Russell. Hey, Andrevius, I wanted to get back on that topic that was going on with D1 and all the other stuff, but I wanted to talk to Andrevius about it because it was you were the one that made that Twitter space, right?
Yeah.
That was the first time I ever, I don't really be on Twitter like that, but I appreciate you letting me up and talk on that show that you created with those guys.
That place is evil, bro. That place is evil.
Listen to this. This is because this is going to come back to the, this is horrible. You think you're going, Andrevius, I'm not happy, bro. You let that slide, bro. Listen, I went onto your Twitter and you were having guys there bashing TD. You had guys bashing TD. This
I wasn't
okay.
I'm
not. This is what I said. I said you had guys up there bashing TD. I didn't say you, right, baby? So keep stay with me. This fan base is to a point where I don't know what to do.
No, because in Twitter, it's like we got what, 8 guys right now? What, 9 guys here? On Twitter, it's like maybe freaking 50 or 100.
So
Yeah.
All right.
it wasn't just
The real question is how do we grow clock blockers? That's the real thing. How do we grow clock blockers?
Well, I told you how to. I told you what to do. I gave you a goddamn blueprint. You gotta start. I paid
Stephen
it.
D. Hold on.
May I ask a
D1, let me make this
What's
point.
the blueprint?
Yeah, go ahead.
You gotta
Go ahead.
start calling games. That's first and foremost. You either want to call games with somebody else, whether it's Andrevius, whether it's D1, somebody else with you. You got to start calling games. That's how you bring in fans from other fan bases. That's how you get your name out there. That's the first thing that you should be doing come next season. If you don't do that, you will not grow.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, bro.
Presence on Twitter, Stephen D.
Yes, and a Domino's tournament. You gotta have a Domino's tournament.
Domino's tournament. Got it. Okay, so I got this is what I got so far. Live stream games. Grow on Twitter.
Yep.
And
have
strippers.
Domino's tournament.
Strippers. I'm sorry. Wrong. Sorry.
I've really got to ask a question. When did this fan base become a bunch of gossiping, trash talking to each other drama queens? Like, I don't know.
You're not going to
Chinese, bro.
You're not going to like my answer. You're not going to like my answer to that question.
Seriously, because there's people in the chat right now.
I know how to answer that easily.
Let me finish.
The 5th pick in the draft.
Let me finish. There's literally people in the comment section right now literally calling Reason trash, but yet people in the comment section.
Reason's cool, man.
I can say something right now.
Russell, I gotta mute you for a second. I am no longer allowing any verbal acknowledgement of trash talk towards anybody. I don't care. None. Don't even acknowledge it. I can't control the chat because I'm busy doing this. But I'm telling you right now, no more verbal, just no reason for it. Don't even acknowledge it.
It just blows my mind that everybody's
just don't even acknowledge it. Don't even acknowledge it. Okay, we're gonna do final thoughts of the day because y'all driven me bananas this morning. That's what y'all have done. Y'all have turned I'm stressed. All right. Well, who just got off? Why did somebody get off? Okay. Let me.
Can I go first? Because I gotta go.
Yes.
Can I go first?
Yes, you go first.
All right. Final thoughts today. Thank you for letting me on the show, Steven. You're a cool dude. You're one of the coolest Dolphin YouTubers out there. Your channel has grown quickly from what I've seen being on YouTube and everything like that. Has grown quickly. You should keep doing you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
To all the haters in the chats, don't be mad, though. My rep is impeccable. I have almost 500 videos repping Dolphins. I have 40 songs where I'm repping Dolphins and dissing other fan bases. I probably have 200 crows to teams we have lost to over the last 9 years. My record is impeccable. Don't hate. And I love all of y'all on here, man. I'm out.
Easy, man.
Let me go, Steven, because I gotta jump back to work.
All right, Crystalakis, go ahead, sir.
Listen, you have a great show, and you deserve more fan recognition. And like I said to you before, come next season, start calling games. You're gonna get bigger. You're not gonna know what to do with all the money that you're bringing in. All right. Hopefully, you spend it wisely. But I want to thank you. You seriously have been a great part of my morning, my drive into work, and you're the best. Thank you.
Crystalakis, you're making me blush. Don't make me cry. Please don't make me cry, Crystalakis. Thank you.
Yeah, get back to work already.
Yes. Yeah, what he said. Okay, Cap for Life, you go next.
Yeah, Crystalakis, man, just we got to get in contact with each other, brother. Crystalakis and Cap, man, we'll make it happen, and start getting Stevie D some more exposure out here, bro. Because as a dying franchise, wanting nothing but hope and nothing but success, it's just we deserve it, man. So if we can't do it throughout the organization, the fan base, and I've been saying this since day one, since I met you guys 2.5 years ago, they're gonna hear us, man, and they have no choice but to hear us throughout these platforms like Stevie, TD, Reason, Dudley, Larry, Geo, Bat. I mean, whoever I'm forgetting, I mean, like, I'm forgetting you, but at the same time, there's a lot of us. So that you should put into your heart that there's a lot of us out there by numbers. And like I said, man, there's always going to be a divide, but it can never conquer us, man. I love y'all, man. Be safe.
Two-Cap, be
I
all
love
right,
you,
man.
Two-Cap, be easy. All right, Russell.
First and foremost, I respect you, Steven. I love your show. I respect Larry. I respect Reason. I respect TD, DDW, all of you guys. That's the whole point of, being part of a fan base and family. And I just don't understand the hate. It doesn't make any sense to me because we're all putting out information. They're all, busting their tails, putting out information for us so we can be enlightened and informed on our football team. I just don't understand how there could be so much division. It blows my mind. And I don't know what else to say about that. And EM, I seen your comment. Maybe you should enlighten me on that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that might change a few things in my wheelhouse of perspective of certain YouTubers. But from my understanding, I know nothing of the sort. But outside of that, fins up. Love your channel. Love being on it. I love the fan base.
Sorry for keeping you in the back for an hour. I won't do that next time. You'll be the first
You're
time.
good. I appreciate it. I
seriously don't see certain people sometimes. Like I'm not paying attention to the bottom or the private chat. Like I'm like focused on like the link on Facebook and also YouTube and also
normally I would
Twitter.
actually be at work right now. I am actually out sick. No, it's not COVID. I tested negative, just so everybody knows. I just haven't felt well over the last few days. I think it's kind of like a flu bug. So I'm actually home today, and I got on, and I just wanted to fill everybody in on what I'm hearing, just to inform the fan base, because I'm happy either way. Rather, if we go McDaniel or Harbaugh, I'm happy. I just want them to freaking have a coach so we can finally move forward and see what direction this team's going to go in.
Yeah.
And I think there's more question marks with the direction with Harbaugh, which makes it intriguing, and curiosity will be at a peak high. Shout out to Batman, Fence Tailgate, Miami Sports Music, Fenside the NFL, Fence Fan Panel. Shout out to all you guys, everyone. And Kat and them, everybody. Come together, work together. We're a family. Let's go, Fins up.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Be easy, Russell.
Yep, you do, man.
Color, I saved you last real quick before you do anything.
I'm honored.
I want to remind you all on a couple things. Number one, tonight, the Power Hour, myself, Cameron, Jamie Bahamas, and the Honorable Solo D, 8 p.m. Make sure you check it out. Right after that, Hellfins, all my Spanish-speaking podcasters or listeners, make sure you check out Hellfins, all right? Live at 9 p.m. right after our show. So you'll have our show. The Honorable Solo D will be up there. Myself, Cameron, and Jamie will have a fun time with that, and make sure you do that. If you missed yesterday's show, make sure you do Dono and Daniels. If you missed it, make sure you check that out. And make sure you check that out. All right, hey, I'm going to have you and Color. You actually aren't going to be last today. I got somebody in the back room, but I'm going to let you be last for the panel. All right. I apologize, Color.
That's all right. I just got a big old thank you to give to everybody for receiving me since I just kind of started jumping on panels the past few weeks. I really appreciate it. I think it's nothing I've ever experienced before. I've never had people.
You're really good.
I've never had people tell me they want to hear what I have to say. So that's definitely inspiring. TD has a lot to do with that inspiration too. You, Stephen D, and Finn's Tailgate, Chris Adams over there, man. All them guys are great too.
Yep.
I probably don't get over to Reason's channel as much, but whatever. Just timing is all that is.
Yep.
And we all have to remember that all these guys are all competing for the same eyes, our eyes. You know what I mean? And, no matter how volatile it might get, I think that the whole community overall really wants the whole community to grow because everybody benefits from it, and there might be a smaller channel over here that may feel jealous over a bigger channel over here. But if we're all Dolphin fans and we all want Dolphin content, then it's just no different than like, hey, I'm not going to say I don't watch a TV show because it's on ABC instead of NBC. Those networks don't care. They're all competing for the same eyes and for the same hearts. You know what I mean? But we're all Dolphin fans. I come in, it's 10. This shows you guys start at 10 o'clock. There's nothing else going on. You know what I mean?
9 a.m. 9 a.m.
9 a.m. I come, it's family. Even if I never get on a panel ever again, I know that all these people, all these channels in this community are here. And I know everybody's got their fan community, but we're Dolphins, man. We got the best colors in the league. We always have. I mean, who don't admire that aquamarine and that orange? You know what I mean?
I agree.
That's the most beautiful combination on the planet. So, all that being said, fins up, y'all. Harbaugh's coming. You see, I'm getting my khaki pants ready. And
all right,
the last thing I'll say about Harbaugh is I really do. It's a real deep belief I have that not just Harbaugh. Harbaugh is just the name on the table right now that we have a chance to get. But I really believe a man like that will heal this divide. That's seriously. I mean, it's bad, and it's worse on Twitter. I mean, that's a given. But there's no reason to be insulting everybody over this nonsense. Why are we insulting each other, man? Are we going to go to the stadium and start balling it out, right? I mean, really? We're not soccer fans. Come on.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'm just kidding. You guys have a great day, everybody.
Easy, Color. You're the man, brother. Appreciate it. All right, I said I got one more person in the back. I'm going to bring him on. We're going to do overtime. Okay, so if y'all could, donate to the channel, help the channel grow. I think you're going to like what I have in store for overtime here. So definitely donate to the channel, help the channel grow. And if you could also hit the like button, share, let people know that we're here, that would be great. And without further ado, let me bring on good friend of the programs. We've been talking about him this morning. Love this man. TD Fins Talk. What's up, TD?
What's up, Steven?
What's up, man?
Hey, is the coast clear? Is some people that have been looking for me trying to fight me, man? I'm a little scared.
Bro. The coast is clear, bro. The coast is clear, son.
All right, good. I just got to keep watching my back, man.
Hey, true friends stab you in the front.
Oh, that's true. Well, I ain't got true friends. Yeah, I ain't got many true friends, man.
I don't want to stab you, so I am a true friend, but I'm not going to stab you. What's up, man?
I'm good.
I think, first of all, I'll let you address what was already addressed on the channel this morning, and then we'll get into talk about some real stuff. But I'll at least let you address, people. We were talking about you this morning.
Well, I didn't catch any of the talking about me. I guess I must have came in on the back end where Pete said a few things, and some people were defending me. I want to say to those people, thank you, but please don't defend me about anything. If my name is out there, good or bad, it is advertisement. Presidential elections should teach you that good or bad press is still advertisement, regardless of how good or bad it is. Outside of that, man, all the quote unquote drama that's been going on, man, it's not it ain't even that serious. I'm laughing about it. A lot of people hit me up. Oh, is this true? You got other channels? I'm appreciative of that narrative being out there because each of those channels have gotten a few more subscribers because it's giving me an opportunity to tell those people, I'm trying to build a sports network, trying to do bigger and better things. I don't want to have a broke man mentality. The creator of ESPN could have had a broke man mentality, but they didn't. They had a favorite team, but yet they went ahead and created a network that covered them all. So I'm just trying to do bigger and better things and expand my life and not be in this shell of subscribing to what other people think that have limited minds. And I'm not saying that to be at anybody in specific, but my resistance typically have limited minds whenever it comes to business acumen. So I would say to any resistance, again, I'm not talking to anybody in particular, but any resistance, I'm here to help you if you need help. If you want some advice, anybody out there that has a YouTube channel, I'm jealous of you because I love all of your works. All of you all are better than me. That's why I watch
Andravia
you
said,
all.
"Stop calling him broke."
I'm not talking about Andrevius, but shout out to Andrevius, man. Shout out to Andrevius. Anybody, just shout out to you, man. But at the end
I
of
agree,
the day,
Fanatical. TD does need to bring me on his channel during the week. I agree. I agree with that. And then I need to come on your channel during the week.
Oh, Steven said he don't want to come on my channel, but that's another conversation. If you want to come on, Steven, you already know the
We can stop right now and go over to your channel if you want. We can do that.
I ain't in a position to
yeah, see
I'm not
how
in
it
a
works, y'all.
position to load a stream. I'm at a warehouse right now trying to get this merchandise so I can load it in my online business store. But that's another conversation.
Sound like excuses, TD.
I'm busy. I'll be home in probably the next 3 hours. I got to take care of some of my other business.
You see the way my day's set up? I got stuff to do the next 3 hours, man. I got life. I got
ladies
things.
and gentlemen, Stephen D has an open invitation on the channel any and every time. But the problem is, he said he don't want to come on my show because he don't feel like it's worth it. But that's
what it is. I don't think that your 16, 17, 18,000 subscribers are worth it. No, not at all.
See, you're disrespecting about 1,800 more people. So we're at 19,730.
Okay, you about to hit 20K, son.
And shout out to the 540 subscribers we added last month. It was a
Is that what you added last month?
540.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Now you got to make me look and see how many I got last month.
It ain't we're not trying to compete. I was just saying shout out to all of those new subscribers since you negated them just now in your numbers. But shout out to all the new subscribers to the TD Fans Talk family. Hopefully y'all come over to Stephen D's family and sign up.
I got 104 new subscribers last month.
Yeah, but look at it like this, Stephen, man. Some people have had channels for 10 years and ain't got 1,000, so barely got 1,000. So
that's true.
It's a testament, regardless, that you're putting the work in and you're doing big things, man. So
I tell people all the time, like Dougley, you, me, Reason, and a couple of other people, like the consistent, it's tough, man. It's so hard. It's fun. It has its moments. Don't get me wrong, and I love doing it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't like it. But there's days where it's just like,
Steven, you might be shocked. You should go look at your statistics of how many subs you lost, because I just realized over the last year, I actually lost about 4,000 subs.
You lost 4,000?
Yeah, YouTube shows you. You'd be surprised how many you lose. I've lost 4,000 subscribers in the last 365 days.
That's interesting.
I mean, but at the same token, we've gained, double that, So it's a catch. I'm trying to see. It's a catch-22. In the last 365, we're up 8,000, but we've lost 4. So a net of about 4 this year. This was a down year because of our losing streak.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, go look at it. You'll be surprised, bro. And I know why mine is. Mine is heavily from Tua talk. Like literally on my channel, we probably have 10 Tuaneers that still frequent to defend him. Everybody else just left. And that's partly for me to blame. I've tried to purge the channel of all the Tuaneers because they make too many excuses and it just turns the conversation bad, in my opinion.
I had this conversation on my panel a while back. I don't remember anybody being so controversial that's so off the field really, really good. There's no he's a good guy off the field, but he's so controversial.
Tua's not controversial though. Tua's not controversial.
I would say that he is.
It's the media that makes him controversial. It's me. It's the other side. We're the ones making Tua controversial. Tua is who he is. There were expectations. This war with Tua started before we drafted him. People said he would be one thing. Others said he wouldn't. And the line was, the line was so deep in the sand that as soon as we got him, it was a prove it situation where you had a lot of grown people who felt convicted about what they believed, and both sides were called stupid, idiots, and everything out of their mouth.
Under the sun,
So they sat back and said, oh, man, yeah, we're going to see. Both sides sat back and said, we're going to see. And the unfortunate part is we're still in limbo with the official answer. But let's just be honest about it. One side is losing more than the other.
Do you think so? Let me get into the coaching situation. Based on everything that has transpired over the last 7 to 10 days, and especially in the last few days, what do you think the original goal was of Stephen Ross and Greer, and what do you see playing out in the next 48 to 72 hours?
They didn't have a goal. They screwed that situation up with Flores. And even though I know that they felt like they were justified to do it, and I believe based off all the things we're hearing, if it's all true, then yes, they are justified to do what they did. But it threw a wrench in the organization, and they didn't even like it. They just felt they had to do that. Then they came to a point now where they're looking for another coach going through the regular process, but it's a catch-22. The regular process is probably going to get you Mike McDaniels, but they know there's no guarantees in that, and they know that they're concerned about that move. But it's almost one of the only ones and the best option to make. And back channels, I would hope. I haven't heard any. I've heard that, hey, don't sleep on the Harbaugh situation, but I haven't heard any firm information yet that they're getting him. So with that being said, I like to hope that they're backstage talking to him, trying to make that happen, just to put themselves out of that possibility and more probability range, because we've lived off of too much possibility, and it's come back to bite us too many times, man. So right now, honestly, they should have already announced it, but there's a holdup, and we'll probably get an announcement soon. But we got to see what happens with a few of these situations out here. There's a lot of things people don't know at play, and it's a whole bunch of people guessing and passing it off as inside information. Because I keep hearing contradictory information for what I'm hearing. And every time I hear contradictions, when I hear from people that I talk to, and then I hear from people out here, and it's contradicting, I just sit back, shut up, and watch. Because the last week, people have been giving false information from good sources, but that could be leaks from organizations just to play the situation.
Do you think there's any truth to the narrative that the Vikings are helping the Dolphins? Because I don't believe that for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you can easily dismiss, but this is the NFL. You can't put anything past anything.
What would be the benefit of the Vikings organization helping the Dolphins?
I mean, who knows? I mean, sometimes I feel like there are backdoor situations where teams help each other and pay it back on the back end. Let me tell you something. Look at the Houston Texans. That Laramie Tunsil deal, or even the potential Watson deal. We've done too much business with the freaking Texans outside of Tunsil and Watson, and most of it didn't make any sense. You sit there and you take on Bernard McKinney's salary, get him in the building, then cut him. You bring on all of these players from Houston. Some of these moves just didn't make sense, but you do it. So sometimes I feel like teams do underpay or overpay with the mutual agreement that this is what we're going to do for you in another year or so, like that, just to help each other out, especially when they're in a different conference.
Yeah, 100%. I think that
in the AFC and sometimes in the same conference in this case, but I mean, things happen, Steven. Things happen. The NFL is about relationships.
I mean, it is, but I feel like Here's what I think. I think I could see a scenario play out where the Vikings are like, all right, odds are he's going to Miami. But if he's going to come in and at least give us an opportunity to talk to him, we're going to roll out the red carpet for him and make him understand why Minnesota's an option for him. But then somebody
is that the delay? Because I mean, if you want Harbaugh, Ross, just go get him. To me,
and so that's where my mind is at. But then you go,
it should just be simple. I'm bracing for Mike McDaniels.
But so that was my TD. That was my thought, right? You had Mike McDaniel in the door yesterday. You had a great conversation with him. Why not make the deal, sign on the dotted line there? Because it sounds like McDaniel would come here. So it does, you know.
Is this the only job McDaniel's getting interest from?
That I'm aware of, but I could be wrong. But I don't think that there's anybody else that's after him.
But maybe so. You're right though. Regardless, what's going on? What's taking so long?
Well, so that's why I think, in a gut feeling, that there's a backdoor conversation that was had between Ross and Harbaugh, and he's going to come here, and he's going to do it on Wednesday or Thursday. That's what I think.
I don't know, man. Listen,
I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Oh, my bad, bro. But listen, man. I'm doing a series on my channel, and I'm going to do part 3 today. But it's building around Tua Tagovailoa. Come help me do it. And, Steven, the revelations that I'm seeing starting this series, the Dolphins are in a worse position than I thought. Forget the freaking coach, bro. We are bad off.
Why do you say that?
We have 20 holes to fill. And 9 of them are starters.
On the offensive side for the most part,
No,
right?
just all together.
Okay.
We got 21 holes to fill, and 9 of them are starters.
We have $80 million in cap space. We have multiple draft picks.
I want you to think about this, Steven. $80 million with 21 holes is an average of $4 million per player. On your backup players, you're going to probably average about $2 million each, which is about $24 million. Let's say 25, because we also need a long snapper. No, the punter. We don't have a punter on the contract. So just add $1 million, $25 million, okay? When you subtract that $25 million from, let's say for the 85, you got 60 left. You got 60 to fill 9 holes at that point. But these are starter positions. And that is an average salary of $7.5 million per player.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start throwing in paying a receiver 15 to 20 million or a left tackle 15 to 20 million, just paying one guy in free agency that kind of money leaves the other 8 players at an average of 3 million. Trust me. And it gets worse after that if you're really trying to bring real help in. The reason why we have so much money, shockingly enough, is because I didn't realize we had so many holes. I didn't know Nick Needham is an unrestricted free agent. I didn't know go check out the stream. I didn't realize how many unrestricted free agents we have that are vital parts. I didn't even realize that are literally not under contract, that nobody's been talking about.
So
Coleman, Nick Needham, Coleman, almost every linebacker not named Jerome Baker. Almost every linebacker not named Jerome Baker ain't under contract.
So in your mind, we can have $80 million, but most of it is probably out the door anyway with what's currently in-house.
Exactly. And that's not even talking about re-signing Gesicki and Ogbah. That's not even talking about them.
Again,
not to mention a backup quarterback.
I don't think that we're re-signing Gesicki. I pray that we re-sign Ogbah.
And you may not, but you got to bring in a replacement.
Gronk.
Yeah, but Gronk ain't taking no $3-4 million.
That's true.
As soon as you go get one good old lineman for 15 or 20 million, your average starter after that is about $3-4 million each.
And you have to go out and spend money on the O-line. That has to happen.
This is why they were trying to get Watson to begin with, because one player like Watson means that you could just get decent players because you don't need great players. You just need to survive and go put up points.
TD, I don't like when you make sense, man. I don't like it.
You got it, bro. Just go check out some of the numbers on the series, bro. I got a spreadsheet I can send to you. It's looking grim, bro. I'm being honest with you. When I really went through every player's salary and guaranteed money and dead cap, and if they're under contract, I mean every single player on this team. And man, it is a revelation. There are too many unrestricted free agents that I had no idea, especially on defense, man. Especially on defense.
Do you think that when you look down the list in free agency that there's not even big enough names to really make a difference?
There are a lot of big names to make a difference. The problem is the NFL just got more expensive than it ever has, and nobody's going to realize that until this offseason. You're going to see ridiculousness happen this offseason.
With contracts.
You're going to see them receivers dropping 22 to 28 million easy, Steve.
God, woo.
You're going to see middle of the road receivers that used to get 8 to 11 million. You're going to see them getting 15 and 16.
Inflation.
But also people understand that the receiver market is a must because you got to put up points in this league. Even great defenses are getting shredded.
So having Harbaugh here, wouldn't he attract players to want to come here for a discount?
What happened?
Having Harbaugh here, do you not think that would allow players an opportunity to say, you know what, I'll come here for a discount to play under Harbaugh?
It depends. If you're talking about a veteran that already done got a bag before, yes. But a new player that's trying to get their first real bag, it's impossible. I don't care what coach it is. Everybody wants that first bag.
And offensive linemen, I think, are going to get paid more than they've ever gotten paid in the history of O-linemen.
Yes. Everybody wants that first bag, Steven. This narrative, if they coming off of a rookie deal, they want that first bag, and they want it to be the biggest one they can ever have. So, no, not the youngest guys. Veterans, yes. But let me give you a flip side of what was argued earlier today. We all talking about, the plan all along is we got Harbaugh. We just waiting it out for whatever reason. There's a flip side to that. What if Harbaugh set up the Minnesota deal just to make the Dolphins give record money or something like that for the simple fact that...
So somebody said that earlier. Color commentary said that earlier. And my thought to that is he doesn't have to do that. He can go straight to Ross. He can go straight to Ross and say, here's my number. Ross better be like, okay.
Here's why. It's twofold. It ain't just the number. What comes with Harbaugh? Money and full control.
I said that earlier. Yep.
The problem where Stephen Ross buried himself is firing Flores for one more control. So that would be the biggest contradiction of all time, would it not?
He didn't fire Flores for control. He fired Flores because Flores wouldn't work well with others.
He wouldn't work well with others because he was demanding of what he wanted in that building. He wanted control, Stephen. And I'll have conversations with you backstage about more details in that regard. A lot of stuff that really have come out is Flores wanted a lot more control in decision-making. But Harbaugh is going to be that. But the problem is Harbaugh is not going to be tied to no defense you want to give him. He may end up keeping him, but he wanted to be his choice. He's not going to be tied.
Harbaugh's going to get full control. I'm not arguing that point with you.
But that full control also means that a said quarterback might be on their way out the door as well. So it's too much of a contradiction of what they decided to move forward as. So that's where and remember, you think the fan base is divided? This situation, everybody's ignoring the main report coming out of Miami. The front office is divided right now.
So somebody wants Harbaugh and somebody wants McDaniel.
They have, from my understanding, there's 3 different opinions floating.
Please don't let Kellen Moore be one of them.
Bro, there's 3 narratives floating around in that organization, and they're divided, and they're trying to make a decision. They're trying to figure this out. And at the end of the day, you already know who's going to end up making the final decision. The problem is, I think he's going to end up going with whatever Greer wants to do because Greer's already on the hot seat, and this is his.
Greer. So I said this. I said Greer's going to fight. This is how Greer's going to fight this, right? Greer's going to say, either I want final say, or I want to be promoted, or I want to be fired.
And that's a hard place for Ross because you done already took your side. You got to ride it out.
So if you bring on Harbaugh, you promote him to vice president or whatever, some title to give him.
Yeah, but
as
let me tell you something. You think Ross is happy about paying Flores 2 more years and not getting the use out of it, and then having to go get a Harbaugh and give him top dollars, and then go ahead and promote Greer and give him even more money?
The hope is that Ross just wants to win.
Yeah, but remember, we talk about a billionaire. Everything still has to be calculated and make sense.
I get that.
This whole thing,
promoting
Greer, so give you more money for maybe not being a guy, because I'm trying to figure out if I'm gonna fire you behind after this year anyway. So give you more money to do that. I might as well fire you now, because at the end of the day, giving you a job just to give you a promotion, you ain't doing nothing for us. It ain't worth nothing.
So 2 things. This is what I'll say. I'll say this. I'll say that I think one of 2 things is true, and it's not both. One of 2 things is the moment they fired Flores, there was a backdoor conversation between Ross and Harbaugh. If that happened, that's one of only 2 things. The second thing is, which is what I think you're saying and what the likelihood is, and which makes me really sad as a fan, is that they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea the direction that they're headed in. They don't know. And that is a problem. That is a big problem. That is a big problem not only for them, but for the organization moving forward. And that'll be explained in who the coaching hire is. Because if they go out and get McDaniel, TD, then they had no idea. They had no idea what they were doing. If they go out and get Harbaugh, then that was their plan from the get-go. That was their plan from the get-go. Right or wrong?
I agree. If they get Harbaugh, all will be well. That was the plan from the get-go. I still don't think that that's going to happen, because it should, but this is the Miami Dolphins, so why should I have any optimism about that? Everybody knows that's what should happen, Steven. Should. But you know what? Now that they hear Mike McDaniel's intrigued the team because he say he can unlock Tua and all this and that and this, I think people want Mike McDaniel's even more now for that very reason, which I'm concerned about, because Mike McDaniel's comes with a very complex offense, and Tua already has a deficiency understanding what he needs to do and how to read all 3 levels of the field and to read the defense. I mean, that's why they fired Chad O'Shea.
Yep.
I mean, his offense was too complex. I mean, let's not forget about that. And then McDaniel say he wants to speed up the pace, basically like a hurry up format with a guy who can't read. Basically, he's going to just be predetermining even more. They're going to have plays called. They're going to have like 8 play packages. He know them in order. Keep calling them. They know at the line. I mean, no huddles. Keep on coming up to the line of scrimmage. He already know pre-snap where he wants to go. That's not helping him develop. And I'm not liking that approach. But again, and people act like McDaniels did something with Jimmy G, made him a better player. Jimmy G is the same guy he always been. 0 track record of improvement. All McDaniels might be able to do is help this team be better around him, just like they were in San Francisco, which, again, we know that had a lot to do with the head coach as well, because it's both sides of that ball that's getting it done.
Shanahan, yep.
And the difference is, here's what's probably going on in the front office. A group of people saying we still need to build around Tua. Let's get McDaniel, see if we can get an innovative guy to make the difference. And the other people are like, no, go get a real coach. Let him determine what quarterback he wants. and let's move on.
What is the right answer, TD?
The right answer, if I'm Stephen Ross, if you have the ability to, you go get Harbaugh, let him take a week to evaluate everything and make every decision going forward. It's that simple. It ain't rocket science. It ain't hard. You go
agree.
get Harbaugh,
And
he's
do you
going to make
fire?
every
Do you
decision
fire
that's
Greer?
necessary.
Do you fire?
Just go get a proven guy. That's one. Like that's something that's not in our vocabulary. Proven. As Dolphin fans, we never go get proven. Maybe one proven receiver or interior defensive lineman every blue moon in a corner. But when are we going to get some of the most valuable positions proven or staff members proven?
I mean, we haven't. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The last proven guy I think that we had was Ricky Williams. Was the last guy we traded for that was like, that guy's proven. But even then, it's not like we did anything with them.
And that's just one guy. We got to change this culture, man. Go get the coach who knows how to win and who understands you got to go get some good talent to get it done.
And then go out and get a quarterback.
What was that?
That's what I said. Then go out and get a quarterback.
I agree, man. But Steven, I got to get up out of here, man. I appreciate you giving me the time. I'll hit you up later, bro.
All right, man. Be easy, TD. All right, that was overtime on Miami Sports Music's #1 Miami fan morning show, Clock Blockers, right here on the Miami Sports Music Podcast Network. Hope you all had a good time tonight. I want to remind you all the Miami Sports Music Power Hour is tonight with myself, the Honorable Solo D, Cameron 954, and the Jamie Bahamas. So make sure y'all check that out. It's going to be a great show. I'm super excited about it. I hope you all hang out with us and we'll have a good time tonight. Hey, look, if y'all liked what y'all saw today, please go back, rewatch, let people know about today's show. Also, share the link on Twitter. Use the hashtag ClockBlockers. Use the hashtag Miami Sports Music Podcast Network or MSM Podcast Network. There's a lot of things. Hashtag Dolphin Chat, whatever. Definitely want to make sure you guys are using that. We want to help the show grow, and we can't do it without your help. So make sure y'all do that. Thank you so much for watching today. Had a great time hanging out with y'all. I'll see y'all tonight at 8 p.m. So make sure y'all come tonight. Hang out at 8 p.m. Donate to the channel. Help the channel grow. Let's go. I'll leave y'all with a little bit of a song because I like to leave y'all with a little bit of a song. I played this before, but I do like it. It's one of my favorite videos. So I'll play this if y'all want to donate in the last section of the show. Y'all can do that. So make sure y'all do that. All right, I'll see y'all tonight, 8 p.m. Peace.
Do you remember when we fell in love? I remember, don't worry. Do you remember? I remember how it all began. How could I ever forget? It's the first time. Do you remember? I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air now. I can feel it in hands. I can feel it in each other. I can feel it. It's coming in the air now. Hold on, we fell in love. You remember the time? How could I ever forget? You remember the time? Hold on, we fell in love. You remember the time? How could I ever forget? Come in the air now. We fell in love. You remember? Come in the air now.
The first time we our best time, they turned into nighttime. I'm slipping on a fine line, shining like the skyline. Wish I could rewind time and replay it in my mind, replay it in my mind. Oh no, they'll never know this love and how it feels. I never thought love at first sight could feel so real. You brought emotions out I couldn't feel.
It's the first time. Do you remember? I can feel it. Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it coming in the air.
get